That was the opposite of fun. Whatever fun is, that was the complete and total inverse of fun. You want to know how unfun that was? I can kind of hear you, Crystal. You there?
I'm,
You there?
I'm here.
You there?
Here.
Okay. You want to know how unfun that was? How that was the platonic opposite of fun?
Well, explain.
So I just had to. So in order to get the computer talking to the 4K capture card again, in order to get the computer talking to the capture card, I had to physically remove the card from the tower and plug it back in. Like, remove it, start the computer, shut it down, put it back in, start the computer back up in order to get it but it's working now.
Mitram
Oh,
six
it's
nine with
Mitt
his sub.
Romney Mitt Romney
Mitrone.
69. Yeah, oh, Mitt Romney.
You can do the tornado. Oh, that's good. Good job. You did it. I'm glad.
Yeah, so I had to reseat the actual card. So okay, show us. Yeah, all right. Sure. Yeah, I've got a long enough cable. I can. We can. We can do a. We can do a road trip.
Go on like a really
Alright.
long explanation of like what happened. Just like talk about dweeby things. Oh no, never mind. I guess we don't get that. We just get headphoneless camera aiming.
So
Oh,
there's the computer. So this is
oh
gonna
god.
be probably pretty hard to see, and I don't have a focus monitor, but right there, right there's the offending card. There's the offending card.
Oh
And
god,
there's all
Dan, now I know why
that
you use a tripod
tries
all
of
the
stuff.
time. You're really bad at aiming and holding the camera. It's very wobbly, very bad at this. Definitely, definitely why. Just this is why Dan does not make vlogs with the handheld
I have
walking
literally
around
no
the
idea
room.
what that looked like. I have no idea what I actually showed you all. I just kind of stuck the camera in the side of the case. Yeah,
Shame
I'll
the card.
close.
Don't kink shame the video card. Okay, that's
I'll.
just
I could have got closer, but the cable's kind of they're wrapped around one leg of the desk, and it was dark. It probably just looked like I randomly shoved a camera into the side of a open computer case. I'll close it. I'll close it a little bit later. Actually, I'm gonna leave it open because I need to vacuum it out. When I pulled stuff out, I was like, just general dust accumulation. So yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're
yeah.
like 50 minutes late, but we're actually up now. We're actually here. What are we doing
Woo.
anymore?
I don't know.
Holy crap!
Well,
There's 178 people here, despite all of that garbage. I'm going to tweet about the fact that technical difficulties are in fact overcome, and I'm going to prove that. I'm going to prove that they're overcome. I'm going to click on the PlayStation like scene right now, and I swear to God, if this is black, you're going to have prime stuff for a rage compilation. Okay, there we go. It's not black. All right, we're good.
oh yay.
There we go. Rage compilation avoided. Um, do we have any business to start with, or should we just? I mean, we should just
Well,
move.
you could just did you see yeah, just get that game going.
Just, I mean,
We'll just talk about I'll ask questions about the internet because I was in the mountains the White Mountains in New Hampshire for 4 days. So I'm behind. I'm behind on the state of the internet world. So you just catch me up on all the
I don't even remember. The last, like, this is one of those situations, the last 40 minutes has been so frustrating that I've forgotten literally everything I did today, everything that happened in the last 4 minutes.
God, I love when
It's one of
I do
those
that.
kind of, just interrupts to your emotional state. So, I mean, you saw the Zootopia. I mean, because I guess that's more than 4 days ago. That started mid last week, right? The Zootopia comic, the abortion one.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, you didn't experience. Okay,
No, see,
so
I'm quite behind.
oh man. Okay, so making the rounds on social media is a. Oh wait, just one sec. I need to go to options, and I need to make sure that we have subtitles turned on. Is that going to be under display, or is that going to be under audio? Gamma. I don't know. Game. Difficulty medium. Subtitles on. There we go. It was under game settings, and yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh man, those are tiny subtitles. Those are
They're so
tiny
tiny.
subtitles. So a fan comic, an actually quite well drawn fan comic, started going around. Zootopia fan comic, wherein Judy Hopps, wherein Judy Hopps
bunny.
confesses to Nick. Judy Hopps the bunny
fox.
confesses to Nick the fox, voiced by Jason Bateman, that she is pregnant. She finds out that she's pregnant with his child, and he's ecstatic, and she informs him that unfortunately she's planning to terminate the pregnancy.
Oh my god.
And this leads to a fight, and she raises actually a number of very good points, like that she's not emotionally prepared for it. She's not at a place in her life where that's where she wants to do. It would set her back in her career. She's unsure, like she has a lot of reservations about like health complications, because she's a rabbit and he's a fox, and like she brings up like maybe a fox baby gonna be too big,
Whoa. Why is it a fox baby?
Well,
We just assumed
they
that
don't know.
she's
She doesn't know.
they-
She doesn't know. Like, is it
in
gonna
this-
be a
in this
hybrid?
case-
What's going on?
Yeah.
She doesn't know. It's like a first.
Obviously, we know that this is just highly unrealistic because foxes and rabbits just can't have babies.
They just, and that was why they didn't use any protection, is because they just assumed they couldn't.
Oh, but oh god, okay.
So they've been boning on the regular, and oops, So Nick is deeply offended by Judy Hopps, the rabbit from Zootopia. He's deeply offended by her decision to terminate this pregnancy, and he leaves her.
Why does this exist? Dan, that's what I want to know. I need you to tell me why this exists.
It exists for the artist to use someone else's IP as a vehicle for their own personal beliefs.
I mean, they could have drawn like a fox and a bunny.
Yeah,
but like not.
It's got to be Zootopia. Well,
also,
because they
like,
need to, because they're
actually
building
draw
off
that well.
of they're building off of the relationship already established in the movie.
Like hijacking the sentiment of a pre-existing relationship, then got a Romeo and Juliet and do it.
Yeah.
Just be like
Yeah,
alternate
and now-
ending AU.
Well, and now this is sort of the fascinating thing about this comic, as people are pointing out. So I've I've focused mostly on what Judy says. Nick says a lot of things. Like the framing of the comic as a whole is supposed to be explicitly pro-choice. What is interesting about it, however, is that in we finally got some game inputs. In the overall presentation of it, it's like Judy makes some very good points. You know, she makes some well-rounded points, and you're basically just supposed to side with Nick because he calls her selfish. He's like, "You're so selfish about this," and it's like, no, she's got some like really good points about like her life, her career, her medical concerns, the fact that this was like unplanned, that you know she raises some very good points, but you're supposed to just implicitly side with Nick.
Because she's selfish.
Because she's selfish.
She's so selfish. She's just like the selfishest guy.
Yeah, apparently.
So you just killed this guy. Just gotta go back to the fact that it straight up was like mash. Like that was the directive. That was the verb used.
Mash. Was
mash the X button.
Yeah.
Not smash, not repeatedly hit, not press, but
not
mash.
Well, it was tap. So instead of tap, they went with
even
mash.
Tap. Mash. Just smash it.
That was one of the longer intro cutscenes before first input that we've come across. However, not as long as Too Human. Still shorter than Too Human. So this comic, the game audio is probably just actually really quiet. I will turn the game audio up I'll turn it up a bit. I'll turn it up slowly until people are like, yeah, okay, that's good. We want it to kind of just, we want some background. Like we want it to be there, to be present, but not overwhelming, not too loud. So this comic comes out and immediately leads to a tremendous amount of remixing into all sorts of different forms. Several lost.jpg remixes. My personal favorite remix is the Arby's remix, where all of the dialogue is replaced to be instead an argument about Nick going to Arby's too much.
Okay.
And that's
Judy's really selfish though. So
well, no. So that they cut a couple pages for that one. So they trim it from I think 9 pages down to 5 or something like that. There's an air conditioning one that just replaces the dialogue on one page with the dialogue from an old Sears commercial from the 90s.
What? Why is that even a thing?
I guess if you lived in certain
who just like sits around just transcribing the dialogue from
well, no,
I don't know why I'm asking.
I guess this is one of those commercials
exactly like something you would do.
So this is one of those commercials from the 90s that I guess is one of those ones that was like on the air for a really long time. So if you were in a market where they ran this commercial, like you saw it a lot. So it's somewhat mimetic to people.
I see.
Push and hold left and push O to head to another piece of cover.
Do you have some more buttons to mash?
No. I mean, people were asking, is this a David Cage style game? And so far, yeah, it is just a David Cage style game, which I mean, I'm okay with. I am at this exact moment in time entirely okay with a game that's going to have about 20 inputs total. And yeah, so it's currently being remixed pretty heavily. It has provided a wellspring of new material for people on the internet to make comedy with.
Um. Well then, that's something. What else happened on the internet while I was gone?
Um, I'm trying to think of what else happened on the internet. Uh, hold L2. Oh wait, no, I was supposed to. I wasn't. I should have listened. Oh, there's my first.
Bad.
I just game overed, and by game overed I mean like had to go back 20 seconds.
Um.
So the
Um.
next David Cage game is called Detroit, and it takes place in Detroit.
I'm offended. I am already against this. This.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be awful.
Look, Detroit
It's
doesn't need anything else
oh,
that
it's
is bad
like you know
about
what
it.
Detroit really doesn't need? It doesn't need
A video game
it doesn't
that
need
is
a
bad.
cyber dystopia video game made by a dude from France who has literally never been to Detroit.
Oh God, I love it.
Yeah, it's
If
gonna
I
be
love it, I mean this
it's
is
gonna be
gonna be.
perfect. It's gonna be amazing. Like David Cage, like I think with this one he has actually managed to get his entire head into his ass.
Directly into it. Just like
Just
he
all the
is.
way up. Like
He
he
has been
finally
training. He's been training his anus
yes,
so
with
that he can then grab and gape it and
yeah.
shove his entire skull into it.
Yeah, with Beyond Two Souls, he was having trouble getting past the ears, but now
But
he's
now
now he's got it. He's got it.
He managed to get past that chin.
Yeah.
Just all the way in there. I mean, I would be down for you to play it with me,
Oh, I'm
a
absolutely
native
going to.
Michigander,
Yeah.
where we can talk about the highway system
We can
and how
talk more
it's
about we
actually
can talk more about bottle jugs
useful.
and and how literally nowhere else on the planet designs their roads like that. I'm sure somewhere else on the planet. I wouldn't be surprised if like
Everywhere
Ohio
here, everywhere
also
does it. Everyone does it.
it's a thing for the Rust Belt, the Heartland. I'm choking a man out.
I can see that. That's great.
I got a mash.
All right, I'm
mash.
looking at people are trying to tell me things that happen on the internet that you can catch me up on. Something about YouTube Rewind. What's this? This is both. Now, but I'm gonna pause because first of all I heard the deep breath in, so that usually implies this is quite the answer I'm getting myself into. But two, I know that it is also YouTube, and so I know that probably like a million people have asked you about it already. So just give me like the quick.
Well,
like
so YouTube
what's up?
Rewind is a yearly thing that YouTube does. They've been doing it, I don't know, 5-6 years now, maybe longer, maybe 7 or 8. The play is over, Galahad. Surrender yourself. They've been doing it for a while now, like somewhere in there, 5 to 7 years, maybe 8 years. But it's basically just a compilation, clip. It's a clip show for YouTube. Like, hey, the year in memes, basically. And I have literally never watched one in its entirety because they tend to be somewhat insufferable. But this year, the two notable things this year is that extra credits got a shout out in it. Like they got to do something for it. So good on them. Like, I mean, hey, even if I think the videos themselves are unbearably obnoxious, like it's undeniably rad to get included.
Mm-hmm.
So big shout out to Extra Credits for getting that placement.
Oh
That's
yay!
cool. And also PewDiePie wasn't in it for like the first time in like 5 years.
Oh nice, that's great. That's
So that's
cool.
also good. That's also good.
That's cool. So wait, this is a thing that they do once a year?
Yeah, they do at the end of the year. It's basically it's
This is the
their
only
end of
thing. This is
year
the
kind
only
of
thing I've ever. This is the first year I've ever heard of it. So
um, identify the
is it?
United
There's
India
some sort of
House.
scandal.
Sorry, what? Sorry,
Well,
was
I
there
was
some
just
kind of
wondering if there's some
scandal?
sort of scandally or like people like complaining about it
Oh, people
because
complain
I've
about it
never heard
every
of it
year because it's
before this year.
insufferable.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I
but
guess I haven't been that. I haven't had
yeah, no, I
my
don't. I normally just don't bother ever engaging with it because it's meant for 13-year-olds. Like their target market is 13. It is for their core YouTube memetic cultural user base. So it's just in no way, shape, or form for me. So I just
okay.
don't bother.
Is this a is this an is this an automatic with like a full magazine, but like in the 1800s?
Yeah, we're kind of steampunk. We're steampunk
Were there
ish.
like handheld magazine fueled firearms
So
before? Because
yes.
I thought that the Gatling gun was the first like, and that's not handhelds like really.
So the first cartridge
That's
rifles
like
were
the
actually like developed in prototype in the mid 1800s.
what?
But then they
This is
weren't
wonderful.
actually
I
the
didn't
first
know
ones
this.
weren't deployed until a ways into the Civil War. Like I want to say like 2 years into the Civil War. And yeah, and so the first cartridge based basically this style right here is it's only anachronistic. It's not as anachronistic as it looks. It
Mm,
would just be this would be kind of the equivalent of someone right now having a like handheld sonic suppressor weapon that is like, all right,
okay.
we
So be
have
yeah, like we have all of the things
like
that
all of the
could make
things
this because no one's
exist,
like
but
totally made it. Gotcha. Gotcha. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Oh,
and there's
I do
specifics
have to
about the
point out that
design
that
that
right there
are
was a color.
modernized.
That lamp was a color. Um, just in case you guys were wondering, a lot of people were curious if there were any colors in this game from that intro,
Um,
and I am seeing a few reds. So there are some colors. Oh, there's some green. Oh, pink. I guess pink is really like
yeah,
lightish red.
yeah.
So, there's that. Oh,
We got some. We do have some pale blues and some dark blues.
I see that blue. There's some nice blue back there. That is
We
a
got we got some reds in the
beautiful
carpet.
photograph.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, we got a phonograph cylinder. Yeah. So 1886. This gun design, like the mag design, is about 30 years early.
for like mass produced, actually fully functional non prototype.
Yeah, basically it's the exact visual, like it's the specific visual look of it that's really kind of the anachronism more than the kind of concept of the underlying technology. Like someone could have in theory made
Yeah.
this in 1886, but there would be like
Okay.
two in the world.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So back to the state of the internet. So we've covered YouTube Rewind and covered
We
whatever
covered
that thing that
we covered
I don't want to talk
you
about
don't
that.
want
Let's
you,
let's not talk about that. Oh, we talked about how we're gonna play this Detroit game when it comes out, and me as a native Michigander is going to tell you about both how it is wrong, but also how our highway system is perfect and the best version of the highway system. So I'll also talk about that for you guys. Um, um. Okay, so what else? What else happened while I was gone?
Um,
Besides, Star Wars is coming out. We can talk
Star
about
Wars is
that
coming
later.
out.
I
Uh,
guess we talk about it now. It's coming out. I'm gonna see it. I'm probably gonna see it before you because, um, well, just because.
People
Like,
keep saying
are you gonna go
steamed
see it?
hams, but I don't know what steamed hams is. I must have missed that one. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go see it Friday. I'm gonna go see it Friday morning,
Oh
like
yeah,
the like
that's too late.
5:30.
That's
I
by
th-
that point, all of the spoilers will be on Tumblr, so I have to go before that. That's much too late.
yeah,
Much
so
too late.
so for my schedule, I basically just like I've kind of made this a thing with the Star Wars. I was scratching my ear. That's why I was walking backwards. If you were wondering, those of you watching who are wondering why I was just like walking backwards there, it's because I was scratching my ear.
I I am.
Um,
I was both wondering and watching.
so with the new Star Wars movies, it's kind of become my routine to go to the like early morning screening on Friday because it's a
That's
lot
fun.
less chaotic, and it means that you
I don't know.
can, you're not getting home at 1 a.m.
Right. Well, see, okay, so for Star Wars in particular, because they know that they will sell. Star Wars is one of those where they will actually do like the quote unquote midnight showings. They'll
Yeah,
start at Thursday at like 5. Like you could go see
yeah, yeah.
like mine's at like I think 9:30 on Thursday. And there's some are even earlier. There's one at like 6 and 7:30 at the same theater. Um
Hmm.
but okay, so
But those ones are
I
always sold out and they're chaotic and
I
they're
like that. I like that for well, it's I will only do that for movies like this where I know A for certain I'm going to see it more than one time and B it's a big enough pop cultural event that like there's something about the energy of seeing a movie with a bunch of other people who are just ready to like be really excited about it with you.
yeah.
Like
Like
most people who are going to be like pissed off at it are like even if they do decide to go see it like midnight showing on a Thursday or even earlier, they're gonna be like less vocal about already hating it.
mhm.
So most of the people that are filling the theater slash are also vocal and are excited. They're like happy, like it is a fun time. And so like you have this like it's one of those like moments in time where you're having a shared experience that is positive. And
Okay,
like
so
even if the movie's bad,
I
you're like yes, but we're here.
I went to the 7 o'clock showing of Justice League. So like the night, it was opening night, and we're sitting there in the theater, and you're like, all right, theoretically, these are the people who are going to be most hyped for this movie. And then midway through it, Henry Cavill comes out, and the lady like two seats to my right, she's like, what's with his face?
Wait, what movie was this?
Justice League.
Oh god. I love it so much. I remember it's so great. I remember seeing I remember seeing Rogue One last year
Once we're inside, don't let anyone
at
else
a 2:20 a.m. showing. It was the only
Wow.
showing
strong man.
that was not sold out Thursday night.
Just stay out of my way.
Like
That's
anywhere
Friday
near
morning.
anywhere near where I was gonna be. So I was like, no, screw I'm gonna do this. And it was at one of those 40x places, so you were in one of those like
Last thing we need is a band of hired
moving
guns causing more
chair
havoc.
units where
Oh, you were
like
actually
every
in one of the chairs.
yeah, yeah. So like
You were in the
every
4D
four
chair.
chairs. Yeah, every four there's four chairs to like a group and in that group like you get all the stuff. I'll tell you what. I'm really sad that I can't afford to go see a 40x showing of this one because as stupid and kitschy as 40x is, like I would not really dish out to see almost anything in one of those things. Like it just doesn't make any sense. But any of the scenes where there's like cool maneuvering of spaceships when you were watching a Star Wars movie in a 40X chair. You feel like you're flying an X-Wing, and it is like a childhood, like visceral reaction where you're just like, yeah, I am Poe, and you're just like, just wanting to like throw your arms up in the air and be super excited, and it was awesome. And
I just need to check real quick. So, Ship Toaster is saying the contrast is too low. So I just needed to make sure real quick if I had any filters put on it, because I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure that's just what it looks like. that's just the game.
Nope, that's just what it looks like, guys.
Press and hold L2. Oh, okay, there we go.
So yeah, and the theater was almost empty. I was in the theater with like a handful of people. It's like if you could imagine like each one of those chair units only had like one or two people in it. Like only so many people were literally crazy enough to go see a 2:20 a.m. showing
Yeah.
of a 2-hour long movie.
So I was working at a movie theater back when episode 1 came out. You know, which was when these no, take cover. Okay, circle is cover. I vaulted. I didn't mean to vault.
No, take cover.
So that's, you know, when these midnight screenings started again as a thing.
Right.
As a cultural event.
Yeah. They came back.
And
Like,
but they were
with
like
a vengeance.
actually midnight.
Wait, okay, is this thing in Nazi Germany? Is that...
No, these guys are just
obviously not Nazi Germany. It's in 1886. derp me. Okay, no, that's not in German. I just saw like a couple things that started coding that in my brain, and honestly, I didn't even know why my brain was like that. That's what this game is. But I was definitely my brain had like a moment where it was very stupid. Okay, you were saying so midnight things became like a thing again.
Yeah, but so it was like actually at midnight. So like the first showing of episode 1 was at 12 midnight. You know, it wasn't this like, oh, well, they're midnight screenings, but they actually started like, 6.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So we had people like lining up for days
Right.
to get in line. Also, reserved seating wasn't a thing again yet. So, so it was ludicrous, but like, so
a lot of places don't do that unless you have like, so like when I saw it at the 40X, like those are reserved because you have to like choose which of the 4 seats you like. Do you want the middle or one of the aisle seats, and like which unit of them you want?
Yeah,
But
I mean,
like
so
for most other places that I've gone, if you're sitting somewhere, it's not reserved seating unless you have a special kind.
Yeah, so the theater that I go to, they have like some of the shows are reserved. So like they will say reserved seating, and then others are not.
Oh, nice.
So usually any show that has something, I don't know, something extra, like whether it's the theater that has the 4D seats, or if it's so like IMAX is always reserved. And yeah, so people were lining up for days ahead of time. They were constantly blocking our path into the theater. Who is shooting at me from where? Oh, hey,
everyone
there's a
is
guy,
shooting
like, right
at you.
there.
You are the guy that everyone shoots. That is, as the protagonist of a video game, you are the one that people shoot at. I don't know if you knew that, if that's how video games worked.
I have
But
never pieced that together.
Yeah, it's pretty revelatory information. I know it'll really help you, I think, perfect your strategy in the future.
Ah, man, I need to start planning around that.
Yeah, it'll really.
Can I just shoot this guy?
Once you realize that, it really just opens everything up for you. Oh God! Oh, that guy. He's
pursue. All right, where does it want me to actually go? They've locked. Oh, I needed to wait for her. Okay, they're shooting through the door. What was I?
You're talking about.
What was I saying? Okay, so
people
the
lining up
midnight
early.
screenings. Yeah, so the midnight screenings. The first 20, like basically in that theater. Oh, I'm trying to figure out. It just gave me a prompt that I didn't really.
That you were bad at doing. Oh, did
I was
you?
bad at
Did you
doing.
shoot that?
No.
You shot that guy. You did. You saved that other guy.
That's why I wasn't quite sure what was going on. Is it's just like, oh,
it.
just push this button. I'm like, I feel like I should take better aim with my
Like, I feel
shotgun
like maybe I should not
rather than
kill
just
this
shooting
hostage.
through the hostage. Yeah, but I
Yeah,
guess I
yeah.
had my like stun bullets. I don't know. Question mark. Let's
Okay,
get rid of
so-
this scum.
Midnight showing.
So it ran so it was sold out, and it just ran like back to back to back to back for the first like 24 hours.
Right.
And okay, press and hold L2 to aim the grenade. Press R2 to throw it. Grenades can be cooked by. All right. Well, I guess that worked. All right. I'm gonna take my pistol.
Did you just
I
throw
don't feel
juggling pins at those guys that exploded?
No, it's a
Are
grenade.
you actually secretly? Were you actually secretly a circus performer?
No, that's grenades used to look like bowling pins.
They looked like juggling pins. I think
Yeah, that's
you threw juggling pins. I think you're
yeah.
actually a juggler.
Grenades used to look like juggling pins.
Well, of course you're gonna just try to shoot everybody and get home as quick as possible within 2 hours, the length of this game, because you want to get back to following your true passion of becoming a master juggler.
Yeah.
So I mean, who wouldn't want to just speed through a couple of hostage situations? Be like, guys, you're interrupting my me time. You know?
You know what? I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna go into settings, and I'm gonna go into game, and I'm gonna see. Like, let's just turn this down to easy. Let's just make sure. Like, we're just gonna cruise. We're just gonna cruise. We've got no ego on the line here.
No, there's no ego here.
So yeah, so it was back to back, like overnight. These 2 a.m. screen, like the 2 a.m. screenings were sold out. The 4 a.m. screenings were sold out. The 6 a.m. screenings were sold out. It was bonkers. And the thing is that a bunch of dudes, like there were these guys standing in line who had back-to-back tickets. So by the time I got into work the next day, the dudes were finally leaving, because I worked the night shift beforehand and then the day shift the next morning. So I got in around, I don't know, like 11, and dude was coming out of the theater, and he had already seen the movie like 5 times.
Hell yeah.
Because he'd just get
That's how
out
you do
and get cycled back in. It was a little bit nuts. And then in retrospect, like, so then I finally I think I saw it like 2 or 3 days after it came out. And I tried to be hype about it, because it was like, hey, new Star Wars, finally.
Right.
And then I saw it again a few days later, and it was around the third time that I saw it that the shine like really wore off, and it was like, okay, maybe
really
this,
gone.
like,
Yeah.
because that's when you're like, oh god, the pod racing scene again. All right, this is gonna.
See, if I'm gonna watch a movie like that, like a Star Wars or like a big like action-y fun franchise, multiple times, I have to do it like chain viewing in like the first couple days, because eventually my brain will be like, well, you have seen this now, so you should look for other things. And so like the first, like, you get past the first wave of like, dude, I'm so super excited, nothing can fucking ruin this for me. And then maybe the second wave, if you watch it like right after that, you might still get a bit of that shine. But or if you see like within that first weekend, you're like, okay, all right, I'm ready to like hone in on some stuff that like I was like, oh, I really liked this scene, so I'm gonna like hone in on that when we get back to it. But then yeah, you're right. By like that third time, and or if you wait too long between a first and a second viewing, it's just all that really excited like, oh my god, is gone. And like for example, I saw
We
the
should clear
first
second floor.
Transformers movie twice in a row the day it came out because I just had like a raging lady boner for all of the like action transforming
Into your
and like that scene where Starscream like turns
Indeed.
into the jet and then back out, it smashes through the building and then like back into a jet, and it's just like really exciting. And everyone in the theater's like, yes, and you just like all jizz in unison. Like it was great. And then so you're like, I want to see this again, like right now. What is there another one? Like it's also fueled by the collective theater like feel, and you don't get that. Like no one who's going to see it 3 or 4 weeks in for their first time is like on the level of just like hair trigger excitement over anything as they
Yeah.
are for like those first shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like that really will like pull you through with all of that, like everyone, like it's just like, oh, collective joy is just such a wonderful thing. It's also part of why I really like Christmas in the city, even though like the hustle and bustle can be really like claustrophobia inducing like from time to time, but like there's something about like so many people are just like so happy that it's Christmas time. And
Oh, something I hadn't realized about the rifle is it actually is full auto. So
oh,
so yeah, so it is a little
it's a little
it's a
late.
little more advanced for its time period than I previously stated. I thought it was. I assumed earlier that it was just magazine fed, but it's
We are being asked who are we killing and why, and I too
we are killing a
have no
bunch of
idea.
inmates.
Okay.
Why is it just telling me to shoot this guy like over and over and
Yeah,
over?
it's like, please
like
continue.
please
repeatedly.
just he's like look
He's definitely
he's,
not dead yet.
he's-
Keep shooting.
he's already dead, game. What is wrong
He's
with you?
already dead. Why?
Oh, it
You're
wanted me
shooting
to
him
switch.
directly in the elbow and the wrist. It's like, please hit every joint. Tipsy Witch says, I think you got him, Dan. Now, it does say that you can hit R to switch targets. So, like, maybe after you hit that one guy, you were supposed to switch and then keep slow-mo shooting the other people.
Yeah, I did eventually read that. The text is very small. It is quite small, and I'm not paying a whole lot of attention. Someone asked a while ago, hey, I know this is a little impromptu, but I felt it was necessary to bring it up. I wanted to check if you've considered that Twitch might take issue if you happen to unintentionally stream the game's nudity and or sex. Just a heads up. So Twitch has the game in their database, like so game category, the Order 1886. They're aware. They know what's in it. They haven't.
They've already said if it's in the thing where you can choose it.
They're,
you know.
It's their implicit. They implicitly condone, whatever, and figure that the game itself is self-categorizing.
I'm sorry, but like CGI nudity should not be the thing that we're worried about streaming with how much, like the fact that you literally just slow-mo shot that guy as he flipped through the air like 300 times. Like, if that
yeah.
violence is like not like, I'm sorry, but I'm not worried about some animated dong.
Yeah, no. I mean, so it was a popular game, or I don't know if I'd say popular, but like it is a mass market game, and when the PS4 came out, there was only like 4 games available. So this has been streamed plenty of times. Twitch is well aware of what's in it, and they haven't banned it. So I'm not particularly worried that like I'm gonna be the channel that's gonna get the hammer brought down on for
Yeah,
the
I don't
Order
think so.
1886.
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. I don't.
Does
Yeah,
anybody
do we
know?
know? Like,
Dan,
is
you should
Werewolf
know.
Dong gonna be as good as Devil Dong?
Dan, do you know if anybody has done the like, there's like interesting physics with boobs in animes or like video
Yeah,
games?
yeah. That's a
Has
good
someone
euphemism.
done
Yeah.
that with like dongs? Is there someone who's
Um,
like, I'm gonna do this with a dong just for funsies? Or to like
yes, there's
point
some.
out how ridiculous it is, but by using a dingle?
Yeah, there's some independent video game artists who have done some stuff like
Who've
that.
done dong physics?
Conan Exiles had dong physics.
Okay.
Um,
But
now
are the
you're,
balls just like gigantic and like floating like beach balls?
no, everyone focuses on
The actual dong.
the dong itself.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a missed opportunity because the balls are like the closest thing, like shape wise and to like a boob. Like that's the thing I would imagine bouncing about like a boob would be a ball. Chad is funny.
Did Watchmen movie have a whole dedicated to Docman's dong? Yeah, Watchmen movie had Watchmen movie had a lot of Dr. Manhattan dong,
So
a lot of
much.
CGI dong.
But like also like in a way that was like very much like purposely drawing attention to it. Like it wasn't just like casual dong most of the time. I mean, well, maybe most of the
I
time.
mean, because
But there were moments where it was like,
it's
hey,
coming.
look at how hard we worked on CGIing this dong. Look at how beautiful it is. Check out this dong. Everyone, we painted it real pretty. It's blue.
I mean, there is to a degree, like, you are definitely sure that the filmmakers as a whole were super excited that the source material gave them an excuse to just put dick right up on screen.
Yeah, it's like when
They're like, it's the 70s all over again, baby.
It's like when high schoolers are preparing their auditions for theater programs in college, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna pick
a monologue that is full of swearing.
That's basically how they treated the fucking dong.
yeah, it was exactly like that.
I love it. I love it. Hold on, I gotta fix my earbud.
Oh, we got werewolf action. Do we have were-dong?
Oh.
Do we got were-dong? Waiting. Maybe.
Oh, here it goes.
Maybe.
Oh.
And I can't.
I feel like I saw maybe
can't
like
really tell.
a second, like a very tiny.
Yeah.
But also the screen is small. Like, we're seeing it on a different size screen than if we were playing the game.
Oh, I was trying to check out this briefcase because you see this briefcase is shiny, and I keep getting beat up by werewolves. Oh, there we go. I'm supposed to. All right. I got it figured out now. He's gonna come around a corner, and I need to. All right. I know he's gonna come around this corner next, so I'm gonna shoot him, and then I'm gonna dodge him. There he comes.
That sounds like a really good strategy. Like,
Um,
if you
I
were
didn't dodge.
you want to shoot to harm the enemy, but then also simultaneously mitigate damage to yourself by dodging attacks. I feel like that's a really solid approach to a combat scenario. I think maybe you should apply
I'm going
that
to be a
all
master
combats.
at video games.
Yeah, I think that's
Like, I think
great.
I've really got it. I've got it on lock. Press triangle to kill the lichens before they recover. Why are we harming the lichens? Lichens just
Pelin Citizen
they
says
grow on rocks and trees
says
and they
favorite pro tip.
photosynthesize and they are part of the, you know, life cycle
Listen,
of
I'm
the
trying
forest.
to reward one of your followers by saying their username out loud and also their comment. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm trying to make a joke
trying-
about a homonym between
So they say
lichens.
gamer pro tip: shoot the werewolf until it dies. I think you can add that. I think you can add that to your list of strategies for gaming.
Pro tip.
Pro tip: shoot the werewolf until it
Shoot.
dies. Oh gosh. Also, all right.
Wait, did the other one get up? What's going on? I thought
you did a bad job. Is what you thought. At
I
least
thought I
that's what you
finished
should-
it.
Oh, there's 2 of them.
Yeah, there's 2.
Oh, maybe they regen. Maybe you can't win.
It did, but I thought I finished the other one.
The
Oh wait, no, there's
Dragen-
3 total. There's 2
the
up right now, but
Dragenda
there were 3 total.
Says adds pro tip: win the game instead of losing it. I think that's also really solid advice. I think we should put this on like a nice principle for your wall. You know, like D-Stacks pro gamer tips. And
Hey gamers, what's up? We're here today with some pro tips for you.
Shoot the enemy until it dies.
Yeah.
Also, a few times extra after that. JIC.
All right, we can work on that.
Everyone can have a printable poster.
Oh
for
man,
their
it
wall
would
in
make
their
a great
gaming room.
cross stitch.
Oh man. Oh guys, you've hit upon.
Why the hell did I switch to a gun that takes like 8 seconds to fire?
You've hit upon a thing. Me and my cross stitching obsession. Have we talked about that on stream? My obsessive
I think we've
cross-stitch?
alluded to it.
I know that I've talked about it on the Twitters, and so some people who follow me might have seen me talking about my obsession with cross stitching.
Oh, right, because I need to get that video for the pre-show. The one, because it was just so wholesome. It was
Wait, what?
Like
What?
that.
Oh yeah, that lady.
That lady,
I'll
like
find
just
it.
the
I have the
absurdly
link.
wholesome lady.
Oh, I have that link. I will hit you up with that. She's just so sweet and wholesome. There's something interesting about. No, we have, because we've faintly talked about floss tubes, so I have definitely at least mentioned that I'm obsessed with cross stitching. Whoa, did that werewolf just like totally eat your companion friend? Are you alone now? Is she dead?
No, because it keeps just sending me back a few seconds. The gunfire's too slow.
Oh God! So we're just gonna get her.
Never mind. I
killed,
reread
like,
the
over and over?
tooltip. I reread the tooltip. The gun, you hold R2 to charge, and you can.
And then release
if
to
you
fire.
release, it will fire early.
Great. I'm glad you figured that out before we watched her die like 5 more times. Because that was very violent. I'm more offended at that than a little bit of werewolf dong, let me tell you. I mean, come on now. Come on. Come on now.
Watching her get her throat ripped out by a werewolf endlessly for all time.
Over and over.
The remainder of days.
Repeated, like this is your nightmare, and you will relive this loop of 30 seconds of video game.
What should we do with it?
So yeah, wholesome floss tube lady. I'll
Wholesome
hit you up
floss
with
tube
that
lady.
link.
Yeah.
You gotta add her. You gotta add her to that. Just what a sweet pea. You know, there's something interesting about that whole community of like they're so like sequestered. They're like the weird like species of animals found only on the Galapagos. You know what I mean? Like like
Mm-hmm.
they started off as like with everybody else on YouTube, but then they got more and more sequestered and isolated by these like chasms, and now they're over there like they don't even know what a jump cut is.
Yeah. No,
They
it's
don't
great. It's
they
beautiful.
don't they don't know how to make a video less than 50 minutes long.
Yeah.
Like it's so interesting. There's like no crossover.
Yeah. I'm glad that Chad is also railing against these subtitles. This was
How
from a
times the
very
subtitles have
specific.
been
Yeah.
completely useless.
Yeah, it was from a very specific era where it was like, oh, we want to have subtitles, but they wanted to make them look really slick and,
And
they
also not
accommodated them to
intrusive.
giant screens and they really just kind of put them in as like I don't know who they thought the target market for it was. I think they figured it was just like, oh yeah, some people like having the subtitles up. Because maybe they want to turn the volume down a little bit. And it's like they didn't consider that, like, no, subtitles are an accessibility option. Like, it's like if you can't just make subtitles that are for people who maybe want them on. It's like, no, you need to make subtitles for people who can't hear very well. And thus they need to be, like, readable as a primary, like,
Yeah,
source of the
primary.
text.
Exactly.
And it's like they're so tiny. I do appreciate so there's a couple things going on with this game. You may have noticed that it's letterboxed. Now this is a contentious issue in games, because so the game's creators said outwardly that it's like, no, we have done it like that because it's more cinematic. We want to create a frame that is wide. We want a wide frame for it.
Mm-hmm.
But then people kind of counter with the fact that it's like, well, you're actually doing it because you need to, like, when you're talking about game hardware, it's like, all right, letterboxing doesn't just change the mise en scène, it also changes the processing power needed to actually render the game and have the game run. So this game and Beyond Two Souls, like if they actually ran them 16:9, they would chug to a standstill. Like they actually need to lose that quarter of the screen. Actually the game right now is only using about 2/3 of the screen. If it used that extra third, the processing power that it's saving by not rendering a third of the pixels on screen is what allows it to even run in the first place. But now
To be
that create
pretty.
yeah, but then with that is like, I gotta say, like, this game looks really good.
It's really pretty.
It's
I was gonna
really
say that
pretty.
earlier. Like even though it's fairly like desaturated, but I mean
Yeah.
that was like a stylistic like theme for
Yeah.
a
It
while.
was it
Like
was
it is
definitely
really
but it's a really pretty game. And so if like, okay, I'm actually I'm feeling very forgiving of this game. I'm feeling like, okay, if you're sitting there from a creative standpoint and you're like, all right, if we letterbox it, we regain kind of a third of our processing power, like a third of our rendering power for, keeping the game actually like running at speed. And then, maybe you look at that and go like, well, hey, this can work on a couple different levels. Like one, it'll save us power that we can then put into, graphics and everything in other areas. And also we can use it for artistic means. So in the same way that like if you're DOP on a movie and the producers come to you and say like, look, we're looking, yeah, we're going to try to go to cinema, but we're ultimately looking at television distribution. Like that's going to be our bread and butter. So you're shooting 16:9. Like that is a requirement on you. You will shoot this in 16:9. Then you as a DP say like, okay, well, this is my technical limitation that's been imposed upon me for whatever reason. What do I then do within that? How do I then take advantage of that? What are the advantages and disadvantages of 16:9 as a frame? What kind of scenes does it, cater to best? How do I then want to, handle it? How do I want to approach that?
Right.
So I feel like that's actually what's going on here, where they found themselves with kind of a technical limitation, but then they embrace it because like for the most part, like they are embracing it. Like the framing is definitely set up like even just in a tiny moment like that just went by for me where they actually used the full width of the frame. I mean, I don't usually say this about video game cutscenes, but this is quite conventionally composed.
Yeah. It's pretty. Let's just look at how pretty it is for a little bit. Let's just check out this guy's wig. Very intense wig. His barrister's wig.
I mean, so aside from that, like I have literally no idea what's going on. We're fighting werewolves. I don't know anyone's name.
Oh no,
I'm not even actually entirely sure if the whole thing in the prison was in the past or if it's the framing device, like if we're all technically playing in flashback right now. So I don't. Whitechapel remains off limits. That is, I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to start paying attention to the dialogue.
No, I don't think we should. I don't.
No.
Also,
We will.
That would require you to read those
absurdly small subtitles. So I'll just kind of we will in like
that guy's a werewolf. His name is Lucan, and that's way too close to Lycan. That guy is definitely
clearly a werewolf. Definitely a werewolf.
That guy is like so. If you could have more obviously named a character, his name would have just been Lycan. Like this, clearly that guy is one of the bad guys.
Yeah. So I think in like an hour here we'll try to guess the plot.
Yes, I think that's great.
I mean, I can kind of we'll see when we get further into it, but I can kind of see why people maybe like I can see why gamers reacted negatively to it. I mean, these cutscenes are quite long. I have no idea if they're obnoxious or not. It just so happens that the douche who
there's Lucan, the definite Lycan.
The definite
Lucan the Lycan, who's not hiding very well. He's just definitely like I mean, come on. He
might as well be named Lucan Wolf McWolferson.
Yeah. Like what? Like come on now. Like at least
where
at
McWolf.
Least make your name something. Like change your name if you're gonna try to hide among the humans.
Hello, my name is Richard Wolf.
If your name the
so
only
you're Dick
time,
Wolf. It's like yes, you will.
The only time your name should so perfectly match your fucking role in society is if your last name is like Gale and you become a weather person. Like that's the only time that if you are a meteorologist and your name involves some sort of weather, that's the only time that's like if your name just happened to be Lucan and you get bit by a werewolf and you get bit by a werewolf and become one, you go change your name. You're like, no, this
Yeah.
is too stupid. No one will accept this. Uh
He might as well be named Turncoat.
yes, exactly. Like everyone who like wanted to maybe name a child after Benedict.
Oh,
Like,
good night.
never
Good
name
night,
your kid
Vexel.
Benedict.
Hope you feel better. I understand how it can feel to have a crummy night. So
Oh,
take
worst
take
night
some take some time. Have a good night.
ever. Oh yes, get some sleep. Sleep is good. Also, treat yourself. Have a little self-care time. And yeah, feel better.
Um. Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember what I was saying because that actually. So yeah, Vexel dipping out actually reminded me of what I was saying before, which was that even if gamers were maybe like not super happy after the intensely frustrating path to getting everything actually back up and running, a game that more or less plays itself is is kind of good for my mental health at the moment.
Yeah, that's nice. That's good. You know, so I feel like I'm waiting for the day in video games where I can meet the guy named Lucan and immediately be like, you're the werewolf, and just like shoot him then.
Oh wait,
And
I
then
probably don't want to stand in front of that thing. Oh god, that's a
yeah,
weapon.
don't do that. Like I feel like at this point now, this whole game, like,
Or
I get why
maybe
it's so
I
short.
want
It's because you know already that Lucan is the bad guy. So
it's clearly that dude. Yeah.
So like if I can't shoot him now, this whole game now is a countdown to when I know I get to kill that guy. So like, do I want it to be a 16-hour game at this point? No. I don't. I don't want that because I don't want to wait 16 hours to kill the guy. It's clearly going to be. It's going to be Luke. We know it's Lucan. Come on now.
Try again now, same baseline. Now
What?
turn.
What do I need to click on? What do I
Something
need to?
interesting.
Maybe I need to go. Do I need to go hug this thing and get zapped at least once? I looked at the communication device and it just told me to put it back down. And then I went and read the paper and did not actually read the paper. All right, I can inspect the thing. Like, ooh. Look at the inverse kinematics on my wrist. Inverse kinematics. Yeah. I really like the controls that there is actually like no camera leading, which has its pros and cons. So in certain circumstances, the lack of camera leading helps. It means that you can like draw a bead on something and then just kind of like, you know, move with it. But it also means that you can do absurd things like just kind of like walk like this and the camera just keeps pointing in the same direction.
You're really good at this game.
Hey guys, I'm just going to crab walk around here. All right,
Thanks.
let's get...
Thank you. You're just so good.
Oh no, I ran into something. What did I hit the generator. What if I just stand in front of the gun? Oh wait, the guy's moved. Something's changed. Something's changed. All right, can I play with... Nope. Do I go talk to him? Let's find out.
Please, this way.
Let's find out.
All right, he's... Here we go. All right, he's talking again. This device allows you to convert between Edison's inefficient direct current and my superior alternating current. Oh God. Oh God. I love steampunk and their hard on for dunking on Edison. It's a also Also, I am reasonably certain. I just want to point out that I am reasonably certain that whatever application they're going to have for this device, it is actually going to be one that in reality would be better for direct current. Like, there is a reason. Like, okay, it is not just like, oh, that damn Edison is the reason why we have all of these power warts on all of our devices in order to convert to DC. It's like, no. The reason for all those power warts is because there are a, like, metric ton of things in the world that just work better on DC. Like, that DC power is just what... Wait, lock the mercury... Oh, lock the mercury between the needles. Wait, what the... Okay.
Wow, Facebook does not know me at all. So Facebook just sent me a thing that's like, hey, we found several events near you so you can celebrate the new year with friends. And it's like, Facebook, like, you have all of the information you need to see that I do not go to New Year's parties. On top of that, I live in New York City. So if I would... None of these is even, I mean, I guess this is accurate, but none of them is even suggesting I go see the ball drop, which is literally in my city.
That's the thing.
Which is like the whole thing. And then they're all like these big parties, and it's like, yeah, okay, great, you found these events, but I don't, like, maybe don't suggest them to me because you know that I don't go. Facebook, come on now. See, I don't have a problem. Everybody talks about, I'm totally just going to hijack whatever the hell the conversation was before that happened. I don't have a problem with technology, like, spying on me and gathering data on me if it makes my life better / easier. Like, if I'm browsing for a cute hoodie, you know, and Google remembers that and then shows me an ad on Facebook a couple days later for like a cute hoodie and it's a good deal and I buy it, great, like, fine, spy on me to that level, you know. But when you literally have all of the information, you complete, like, we know Facebook's spying on us. Facebook knows everything. They have all of the info. And then but then you also get it extremely wrong. It's like, please look at my history of photos and even tell me the last time I posted a New Year's Eve party photo to any Facebook album. You know, you should know better. That this is when I'm like, why you should not be allowed to spy on me anymore because you're doing it so poorly. Like, if you're going to do it, at least do it well. At least do it well, Facebook.
The funniest thing for me is when, so okay, I needed to pick up a couple inexpensive broadcast converters. So I actually, like, I got a couple of them because I need them for work. So I just bought these broadcast converters, and now, like, every page I go to is like, hey, do you want to buy some broadcast converters?
Every single one.
SDI to HDMI.
You're like, great, thanks. I know I searched a couple of times for that, but, like, calm down.
And it's like, I literally just bought an SDI to HDMI and an HDMI to SDI. Like, I have one of
also,
like you.
Yeah, that's another level where it's like, okay, please communicate with each other and notice that I actually purchased these already.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's one thing when you Google it, but then you don't go through with the purchase. But when you Google it and purchase it, like, that is a closed function. Like, you have ended that now. Like, suggest something else to me. Like, related is fine, you know? But, like, I just bought one of those. All you're going to do is, A, I'm just going to start ignoring me. Like, I'm going to start drowning out ads because I'm seeing the same thing that I've already bought. Or B, I'm going to see one that's even cheaper and a better deal than the one that I have, and I'm going to be mad that I bought the other one. And then, like, so you're making me dissatisfied in either direction and not helping yourself. So at least if you're gonna spy on me, just do it well. Like,
Chapter 3 is called Inequalities. It is the 15th day of October, 1886, in the district of Whitechapel.
That's where That's where Jack the Ripper killed ladies.
It is.
It's Whitechapel. So speaking of 1886, I will publicly admit this because it makes me laugh. Every time Dan would talk about this game, that it was coming up or that it was in the pile, and he would be like listing things, and he would say this, I constantly thought it was a game about killing all the Jedi, because my brain would immediately go to whatever the hell
Initiate
the one was from
order.
the prequels.
66.
Order 66, that's what it was. So like,
All right,
it
well, they
has a
told me to
6 in
stay
it
on
and
guard,
also
so...
order. So
All right, my orders... Wait, directive, get to the hospital undetected. But no, the guy just told me to stay on guard. Do I stand here on guard, or do I... All right, I'm going to assume video game logic. They want me to just piss off and not actually stay on guard.
yeah, don't stay on guard. It said get to the hospital undetected.
Yeah, the other thing, like I've got conflicting orders at the moment.
Right, but the thing at the top, like not what the guy said, but the actual
The actual
quest thing at the
game.
top.
Yeah,
The
yeah. So
game said.
we listen to the abstract
The
the authoritative
the
omnipotence
god of the game.
Yeah.
That's an interesting video game thing, because
The abstract authority of the game itself.
but also insofar as it conflicts with what the narrative tells you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like they want you to really go do this other thing, but they tell you in the game, don't move. So like, how is that, how is that something that's intuitive? Also, Vampiricist says the overlay instructions override all other authority, and like that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that phrasing of it. Like, we immediately, as gamers, we instinctively know that if something pops up in that fashion, like mash the X button, like you didn't have a choice to not do that. Like it's an overlay meta instruction.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we're
you
now
just
at the point that
instinctively know to go with it.
we have multiple games now that play off of that relationship.
Yeah, there are. I know that there's stuff out there that's like, it'll say it, but it really doesn't want you to, or it will allow you to not do it.
Oh, hey, this is a good little detail. So this was actually this was actually a thing, is these rope houses that if you were too poor to actually like live somewhere, you could pay a penny a night to sleep in one of these rope houses, where you would get a spot on a bench and could drape yourself over a rope.
A rope. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It sucked. Like life used to just blow.
Life was terrible.
Life
When
was
people are
awful.
like,
Everything was
this is the kind
terrible.
of shit I think of when people are like, I wish I was born in the wrong era. I was like, no, I don't think you
No,
were, though. I
no.
really don't think that you were.
Anytime someone, like literally every time period before now that people are like, man, wouldn't it be great to live then? I can think of at least half a dozen things where I'm like, no, it was awful.
Oh, or it's particularly if you think that you're going to go back and have an equivalent station, like like sure, it probably was cool if you were like fucking rich.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
maybe it would have been neat, but like if you were just like some common dude, you weren't going to be enjoying things as much as you think.
Like for me personally, literally everything before 1947 is just like, nope.
Why are they hanging
Polio,
why are they hanging
smallpox,
this real doll?
like
What
just
is-
nope.
what is happening?
I don't know. I can't switch to my like rifle and zoom in and check. I have no idea what's going on over there.
Head through the alleyway.
Okay, this right here was a particular... the motif of squeezing through a narrow space. It started in like the PS3 era. It's gone away a little bit, but we still kind of video games
What the-
really like it.
Wow. Just blatant wife beating.
Um,
Actually, I don't know
I think
if they're
she
married.
might be. It's Whitechapel, so it's a video game. She's probably
She's
she's
probably
probably
a
a
whore.
prostitute. Yeah,
Okay. A lady of the night. Thank you.
a companion, a courtesan. Yeah. It was a particular thing that video games became really fixated on because it relies on an ability to dynamically change the way that the camera behaves. That wasn't possible on older hardware. So that's why they really like it. That's why you've got all of these scenes where, characters will, oh god, lock picking.
Oh no. The bane of your existence. To be fair, like lockpicking in this era is way easier. Oh, also you just have like a fancy device. Of course you're just gonna like pop that door right open. Don't fuck it up.
Wait, what is it? While holding L2, slowly rotate R until the vibration diminishes at the.
Oh
I
my
see.
god. No one wants to slowly rotate the analog button. Nobody wants to slowly do that.
This is a lot easier than the.
Okay, so RS Conqueror says that violence against sex workers should put this at the bottom of the pile. I'm going to contest that slightly in the fact that this one was actually framed as that was not okay to do and like a crappy move. And then he like checked on her and asked if she was okay and stuff. So
it's still
like,
indulging in a trope, but
Right.
it is handling it about as well as we can expect from,
From, like-
media.
yes, exactly. So I mean, do I think that that's still bad? Yes, but I think that it's a lot better than just blasting through a whorehouse, murdering a bunch of dominatrixes with literally no consequence to your actions, and then also framing the murder of like the head dominatrix as like a really kick-ass, awesome, good thing that you.
Well, no, it was a bad thing because Night Owl
Because
had
your best
dated
friend
her.
and you. Oh yeah,
'Cause-
because it was
'cause
a
he had
bad thing
dated
because
her.
he wanted to bone her again.
He wanted to, he wanted to leave his options open for
Right, to bone her some
future, yeah. However, this can go. We will keep this one in mind for the eventual episode that I will eventually get around to doing on why are there so many strip clubs in video games. I know that this is technically a brothel, not a strip club, but
Is definitely a well. At least it's not an opium den. It could also be that. Man, but this whole era is just like rife with like, let's throw in an opium den and a brothel. Like, if you don't have those two things, are you really writing steampunk? Like,
what are things that people
are you
remember
even
about
actually
Imperial
writing
Britain?
Victorian England if you don't throw in an opium den and a brothel? Fat Scout says, wait, are there that many strip clubs in games besides Hitman and GTA? And yes,
Oh, there's an absurd number.
there's one here. There's one in Watchmen. I guess not specifically only strip clubs, but like collectioned, an area where sex workers congregate. We will say that.
Yeah. Also, I just want to point out that we're engaging yet again in the whole thing where sex workers will touch a man's genitals and then make a comment about how like big his dong is, and the
small.
game will the game or movie or TV show will take that as truth, ignoring the fact that like it's literally her job to
To,
flatter
make-
you
Make
and
dudes-
make you
Yeah,
feel
I
like,
want that scene. I want that scene where
oh,
that happens.
we got some boobies.
But then they acknowledge that later. They're like, dude, she says that to
It's-
everyone who comes
It is
in here.
it is literally her job.
It's her job to make you feel like a big deal. Ooh, boob!
Yeah. Dong.
Oh,
have-
I didn't see the dong yet, but I guess I'm about to.
Dong's coming up.
Oh, there it is. I saw the dong. There's that dong.
he conveniently landed with his hand hiding his shame.
When you watch a stream back, does the chat happen? Do you see the chat?
Yes.
Great. So I'm really glad that when we watch the stream back, there's just gonna be a whole wall of dongle, dick.
Oh man, if I had prepared, I would have had like a bell sound effect queued up.
Oh, I could just sing you Carol of the
Dong,
Bells.
Dong.
If you're
Dong.
ding dong, ding dong. Just doing some Carol of the Bell jams.
Yeah.
Just tying it into that Christmas time. Just loving it. Just loving it.
Wait, a stripper once told a classmate the other way around, saying that his nose was better. Wait, what? What? I'm sorry, Max Rage. I'm not sure. Saying that his nose was better in front of all of us. So okay, so group is kind of a different thing. But yeah, no, there's particularly so group interactions, teasing is also part of it, because teasing is a form of flirtation, right? And so even if she is technically insulting half the group by saying that like no, he's actually the prettiest one here, it's still going to engender a level of familiarity with the group that is likely to lead to them tipping more.
Yeah. Or all the other people who didn't get the compliment, desperate for approval, and that will tip more.
Will tip, yeah, to be like, oh well, yeah. So the group dynamics change things a little bit, because they're working the group, not just the individuals in the group. So, yeah.
It's different.
The audio logs, actually, I don't know if the audio logs are even playing. Like, I'm picking them up, but I don't. I also leapt over that thing instead of getting into cover. Do I even have a gun? Oh, I do have my gun. I got my sidearm. Or I got a sidearm. All right, pop your head up.
Okay, how long is this if you're not speedrunning it? Someone tell us the hours.
You may be right. We need to find another
Oh, bullets. Get more. Get some more bullets. Get some grenades. No. What's this thing? What's this? Alright, I think I got a shotgun. What does it say? It says... The text is... Okay. M85 automatic. Alright. Hey, it's a high def game. It's the first it's a high def game made for the first platform that did not assume some level of standard definition compatibility.
Oh, interesting.
And so
Bubba Boss says
all
that
of the
the audio
text
logs are
is
probably
tiny.
just telling you that Lucan is the final boss, and I am 100% in agreement with that. I think that is probably exactly what they say.
Despite having punk in the name, steampunk is often really interested in romanticizing the upper class. Yes, absolutely. It is one. I mean, this it's one of the fun observations about steampunk is that it almost entirely revolves around the aristocracy.
Yes.
There was actually a really funny tweet
Yes,
that
I
was
remember the
going
one.
around like a week ago or something like that. That was basically a joke. It was a joke to that effect about. Cyberpunk is, all about people who basically live in poverty because of their, because we're all indebted to like corporations and stuff like that in the future. And then steampunk is like,
Wouldn't
let
it
me
be cool?
let me ride on my dirigible and beat my wife.
Yeah.
It's like, join me on my adventures as I ride on my dirigible and beat my wife.
What if this whole time you were the werewolf leader? What if it's you?
What if it's me? What if
What
me,
it's
werewolf?
You this whole time? What if me, wolf?
What if me, wolf? What if protagonist but
Secret-
villain?
Secretly, what if protagonist but villain? Oh, that just reminds me of my Christmas tweets. Christmas, but for people who want to legalize weed. Yeah, so so I went on this. There will be more added to it. It will become a longer thread, but I started this small convo on Twitter earlier today, you guys, about I've been listening to a lot of Christmas music, and I own a lot of Christmas music. And I make Christmas playlists every year, and some stuff lands on them, regularly, and then every year I end up finding something else weird. But I've noticed that the pattern of when people try to write original Christmas songs, like a new Christmas song, it's not a cover of a classic, it's not a cover even of like a new classic. When people try to write new Christmas songs and they come out really bad, it is 100% of the time because they have tried to write a Christmas song for like a weird niche, like a weird crossover in a Venn diagram between like Christmas and something else. And they're trying to write the song for those things. And so it is a pattern. You can look at any weird or bad or just like bizarre or awful Christmas song, and they all have that in common. It is because someone wrote a Christmas song. Like, what if we wrote a Christmas song but for blank?
Yes.
And
what
it
if
is
Christmas
always,
but for people who want legal weed?
yes, exactly. So what if Christmas but for people who want to legalize weed? Or what if Christmas for people who I don't know, like Twisted Sister, but for metalheads who can't admit that they like a sentimental holiday. What if that?
Right, I'm gonna back up and grab the sniper rifle. Actually, no, I don't want the pistol. Or wait,
The only Christmas but for blank that always works is what if Christmas but for depressed people. There's a huge, this is a subcategory of Christmas crossover Venn diagram that is just ripe for even more insertion. Like just get right up in there with your depressed Christmas
it's an
songs.
established, like it is a legacy genre. It has stood the test of time.
And you can continue to write a Christmas, what if Christmas but for depressed people, or what if Christmas but for a lonely person, just until the damn cows come home. It always works.
It's not going to be your what if Christmas, but for grumpy
video
cat
game
memes
players. Yeah, exactly. like what? Yeah. There is also a running theme of what if Christmas but for white guilt that
Ooh,
sometimes
yeah.
works and sometimes
I
really does not.
I don't
Like
know.
for do they know it's Christmas?
Yeah.
No. Like nobody
No, they don't care.
if you listen if you listen to just the theme and you're like, yeah, you're like, do they know it's Christmas time? It's like fun. It's fun to jam out. Like it's fun. Like you're like just like a catchy tune. The second you listen to the lyrics, the whole thing just falls apart. You're like, this is a bad song. Mostly, even more so by today's standards. But you know, like in the era of wokeness, like it's a little worse by today's standards than it even was before. But even before, it's like, okay, it's catchy, but just don't listen to the lyrics. Like don't listen to the lyrics.
I switch over to the marksman rifle right as we get into like close quarters, and now I wish I had one of the automatics. Oh wait, never mind. Here we go. Long range. I'm glad I got a marksman rifle. Oh, exploding barrel. We have a red barrel.
That
Everybody
scout postulates that there was a version
Yeah.
of We Are the World or something similar that also included Fred Durst, and I need somebody to hunt this down for me. If this exists, please send it to me. DM me on Twitter or at me. You know, when normally people say don't at me, but I want you to at me. At me.
at me
the
with
Fred
Fred
Durst
Durst
Christmas song.
Christmas song.
Like,
We are the world.
please, whatever this is. The one like charitably like pseudo white guilt Christmas song that I think does hold up. I haven't really examined the lyrics, but I don't remember having a problem with it like at cursory glance is what's the one with the kids chorus, one of the Beatles, the
No, I hate all of the Beatles Christmas
War is
songs.
over.
I am not
War is over.
I am not.
It wasn't the Beatles. It was like one of
No,
them.
all
later.
of them. Literally
Oh.
all of them. Every Christmas song that is being touched by a Beatle, I loathe.
Oh,
Like down
okay.
into the core of my being.
Oh, that's intense. That is an intense hatred. I'll make sure to add every Beatles Christmas song to my Christmas playlist so that you have to skip them all. And then when you run out of skips, you have to listen to the rest.
See, Titan Sloth 93 says, quote, I have a soft spot for Wonderful Christmas Time. And now that song alone makes me want to find like a very deep sinkhole and take Sir Paul McCartney and just trip him into it.
Okay, I like Wonderful Christmas Time. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but I enjoy it. I also enjoy the War is Over Christmas song. It's one of the only songs ever that it has a reasonable amount of children's chorus. Like pretty much like as a general rule, if you put a children's chorus in your song, like you should
It's
not.
too much,
Just
yeah.
don't do that. Like just never
Like
do that.
however much children's chorus you have is the wrong
Right.
answer.
Is the wrong amount. It is too much. But that one is like, okay, it's cute and it's short enough. Like it is a very brief amount, and it is just enough to be like, okay, this is a Christmassy feel of like of children. So yeah. I did like Someday at Christmas. But I haven't listened to it, the original. You know, maybe this is Crystal_Claus says that it is Someday at Christmas is the what of Christmas, but also you don't want to get nuked. I think maybe we should examine these lyrics, and this may become the most newly revived, relevant Christmas song of 2017 for the U.S. slash, you know, anyone in our way, anyone between us and anyone else that our president is tweeting at, whatever week it is. Someone poll quoted me saying a Christmassy feel of children. I love you guys. So yeah, so Christmas music is great. But if you're gonna write, here's Crystal's tips for writing an original Christmas song. Don't pick something stupid for the Venn diagram to create what if Christmas but for blank. Don't do it. Just write a Christmas song, like something classic about the holiday, right? But the one thing that is 100% good to go is what if Christmas, but for depressed or depressed and or lonely people. That is an acceptable
Basically,
classic subgenre.
Your but for needs to be something that is pretty universal.
Right, it needs to be like very broad. It can't be like for a niche group. Like it can't be like what if Christmas but for the NRA. Like you can't do it. It's not gonna come out good. Okay? So you gotta write the Christmas or like it can be what if Christmas but for blank, but that whatever you're filling that in with has to be like a very relatable thing. Like what if Christmas but for people that hate seeing their family on Christmas. I mean, there's a lot of people.
I mean, and we can consider like that's kind of bordering on just a like subgenre of Christmas, but for sad, lonely people.
Right, exactly. That's like a subgenre of Christmas.
Is the Christmas, but I hate my family because either whether it's because I'm a grouch or because they're awful people
or they're awful. Yeah. Or like you're glad that you don't have to deal with your older brother giving you, noogies anymore. But like now, but every year at Christmas, you get a wedgie. So, there's that. But yeah, so like press F for respects the Christmas song. It's not gonna be a new classic. I know you think maybe, but
this is the year. Press F for Christmas.
Press F for Christmas.
Press F for Santa.
Oh.
Mash triangle for Rudolph.
Mash for Rudolph. Mash Rudolph. Do.
Oh, I think jumping
Everyone's
over that
singing up
wall
for
was
Christmas,
bad.
and I'm so happy. Thank you. So yeah, just Oh, and for those people that are not particularly into like the classic Christmas music / maybe Christmas time isn't like a particularly super happy time for you, I am making a fuck Christmas playlist in addition to the 2 that I posted for you last week. So any songs that I come across as I'm sorting through of my Christmas music to create the other 2 playlists that I've already delivered links to, they're being added to as we speak. But any song I come across that's like totally just an emo song about Christmas, or like lonely song, or like I don't want to go home, or I tried to go home and I like missed my flight, like all those are going into the fuck Christmas playlist. So you can depression jam through your Christmas and still have Christmas music. You can participate in the holiday, but also
I have killed just so many people.
So many people?
So many people.
You're just killing them all?
Just all of them. I mean,
just all of them.
The pores will hit the floor.
Okay.
Of this
right, so,
this level.
Fat Scout asks how many songs are there about fornicating with Santa, and that is actually another subgenre of Christmas music. Is the what if Christmas but for people who are really attracted to Santa. It's not always literally about effing for Santa, but it is there's like the I'm at least gonna flirt with Santa, like Santa baby.
Yeah.
It depending on who's delivering it, you know, could be borderline. Could be, are you just flirting with Santa to get your way? Are you being like a gold digger for Santa, or are you being like, no, but for real Santa, like I want to bone you?
I mean, but
Like,
yeah, as a
could you-
whole, horny for Santa is a genre.
totally a subgenre of music, and a weirdly one that does well, and 100%, 1,000,000% rides on the success of Santa Baby. Like if that song was not the hit that it was, that subgenre would not have taken off. Like I can guarantee that horny for Santa would not be a subgenre of Christmas music unless without Santa Baby's success.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a repeating shotgun. We got grenades. Yeah, we got grenades.
Charming Viking says, "Yeah, catfishing Santa for better gifts." I feel like okay, so that's a missed opportunity. I think someone should actually write just a very blatant catfishing Santa for better gifts. Like Santa Baby's pretty genuine. It's like a playful flirtation with Santa. But no, I want someone to literally be like, "No, I'm only flirting with Santa, so I get exactly what's on my list." Period.
I somehow triggered a like reaction QuickTime event that was actually pretty cool, and I wish I knew how I did it because I would like to do that more in the future. It seemed useful.
Crystal_clouds says, "Can you catfish Santa? He knows when you've been naughty or nice." I don't know. I feel like Santa would allow himself to be lied to if he really wanted to believe the lie. You know what I'm
Like
saying?
there's a point where
Like the North Pole is cold. You know,
Santa's got needs.
he's got needs.
I mean, that's the point of the genre is Santa's got needs.
Right.
I mean, half the songs are basically like, "Hey Santa, it probably gets pretty lonely up there."
I mean,
You
he's
know?
always talking about his 3 hoes too, so like we know he's into it. So, oh, what did you finish killing other people yet?
No, I was actually down to like 1, and then yeah, I was down to 1. I had 1 left, and then it wouldn't give me the like triangle to just like stab a dude prompt. So he shot me a couple times, and I died, and then I had to redo the entire thing. And where is? Wait.
We are being asked to please stop talking about Santa's libido, so I think we can do that. All right, so just like some fun Santa facts that aren't about Santa's libido.
I really
Santa
wish
wasn't
my
always fat. Did you know that Santa was skinny? Santa was Santa was basically Gandalf before Coca-Cola got a hold of him.
This is obnoxious. My AI companion just like doesn't help. I shouldn't be surprised, but he keeps letting me get flanked. Excuse me. All right. Shotgun. Grenades. Bullets.
All right, so Dan, if you had to marry, like get married to one quintessential Christmas character, who would it be?
I don't know.
Would it be Frosty?
No.
I didn't think Frosty was your type, but I was just checking. What about the New Year baby from that claymation movie?
No.
No, okay.
No, I'm having trouble thinking of.
What about what's his face? The fire heat miser. What about him? I
Nope.
feel like he's up
Nope.
your alley.
Nope.
No?
No heat miser. Definitely not a heat miser.
Uh, yes.
Oh god, it's gonna end up being Mrs. Claus just for like want of options.
Wow. You're just gonna go. You're just gonna be like totally closed-minded hetero about this. You're like, I'm gonna pick the only lady. Are you just gonna like come on? This is marriage. This is like a partnership for like
okay, but
genuine
here's the thing.
companionship.
Here's the thing that I've gotta point out about this is that seeing as these are fictional characters,
Yeah.
we're just gonna kind of what was I gonna say? I need to word this carefully.
I'm wait. Oh, don't. Yeah. Fictional characters.
Also, I'm still getting shot at. Okay, so most of them are either like hideous and monstrous on purpose.
Right.
You know, heat miser, like no, or are children or facsimiles of children.
Right. Okay. Yeah. There's lots of children / elf children
Yeah.
like elves.
Yeah. Animals.
Okay. Yeah.
Inanimate objects haunted by
but they're like-
ghosts.
okay, but listen, they're like cartoon animals. So like in that context, it's like, you know, like no one's judging you if you want to marry Rudolph. You know that nose would come in really handy for a lot of like you got to get behind the TV because you dropped something. Rudolph's nose, like, you know.
What was I saying? So a lot of animals, a lot of inanimate objects haunted by either friendly / vengeful spirits.
Okay. Right. So basically, what you're saying, you don't want to get with Krampus.
No.
You feel like you're
no.
not into that aesthetic. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. I don't know. I thought I knew you well enough to know that like you would want to be thrown in a sack and hauled off to like a secret lair, but you know, I guess I don't. You never really know someone, do you? You just never really do.
You think you know them until
You think you know someone, and then you ask them which Christmas character they want to marry, and it's just boring Mrs. Claus. Although, okay, let's be. She's not boring. She's reliable. She makes amazing cookies. She holds the fort down. You know, like Mrs. Claus has got some good like PR and management skills too.
now.
Like that. Boring was mean. I shouldn't have said that. I take it back.
Now, there was a Christmas episode of Community, so can I just say Allison Brie? Like, is that a valid
No, you
answer?
can't. That's not a classic Christmas character.
I don't know. That's pretty classic to me.
No, that's not classic. It's not a classic Christmas character. I will accept that, that would be your preference if we were allowing, like, any Christmas to enter into the equation. I don't know. Which Christmas person would I would maybe, let's see, who would I want to, who am I going to marry? Christmas character. Well, not Santa. I don't want to deal with that. That's too much work.
It's only like a couple days a year.
Yeah, but he's working. Okay, Christmas is great because Christmas is a couple days a year. Like, who wants to be dealing with Santa planning for that for the other, like, 360 days, Like, come on.
All right, there we go. We finally killed them all.
Is it Heat
actually.
Heat Miser is, like, cute little round guy with this fun hair, but I don't think I want to be married to the Heat Miser. I don't think that would be great. I don't think that'd be good. Let me see who else is out there. Let's think of some. Oh, you know, Bernard the Elf from the Santa Claus movie series. Bernard the Elf. That's who, because he's just sarcastic, but also like Christmas spirited. I'd be all about that.
He's of the age of majority.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, which, as we have already covered in this conversation, is a factor that needs to be consideed.
Yeah, you gotta think about that. Like Frosty the Snowman's cute, you know, like that. Is it Burl Ives, who voices the other snowman? Like he's interesting, but he's like an older gentleman. I don't know if I'm quite at that level yet. Right? I mean, like there are some silver foxes that I'd be down for, but I don't think the Burl Ives snowman would be one. Let me see. Oh wow, look at these wonderful political cartoons. I just got distracted by these really classic political cartoons.
Crystal, what about the claymation Yeti?
Oh man, you know, he's a good time. I feel like he'd be. You know who would be so much fun is the Ghost of Christmas Past. Like, just like that's the big happy guy, right? Who's,
No, that's
like,
that's Christmas. That's Christmas's present.
Oh, then I'm into Christmas presents. Everyone likes Christmas presents. That's it.
That
I like
homophone.
Temporal
present. Temporal presents.
I like fat happy. No, I like Christmas presents. That's what I'm saying. I would be married to a Christmas present. That's what I want. That'd be great. Wouldn't that be? You'd always have Christmas, and you'd always have plenty of booze, and totally like it's just like your life would be Bacchanalia. Like, let's just do this, right? It'd be lovely. It'd be great. Although,
I see explosions and lightning.
You
It
know,
must be
what
them.
what about the Nutcracker from the Nutcracker? Like when he comes to life and is like a sexy, handsome soldier man. Like, give me that guy. I'll marry him.
Oh, I
Even
guess
if
if we
it-
brought
even if that means I have to
okay,
fight off the
sugar.
rat.
All right. I guess there's my answer. Like, I don't know, sugar
Sugar
plum fairy.
But even, would you want all the kids though? She has all those kids.
I don't remember.
She's-
I haven't watched a Christmas special in
She's-
like a decade.
Oh my god, you're just like so.
I have turned into just a
Someone.
like, actually, no, wait, no, I mean, I
yeah,
have-
I'd fuck Mr. Nutcracker.
I guess I have watched the last Christmas special that I watched was in the summer when send the Morse code signal. Okay. Was in the summer when we watched a bunch of Nutcracker movies, including Nutcracker 3D. Which, if you haven't seen Nutcracker 3D,
I haven't.
you absolutely must.
All right, I shall.
It has John Turturro's in it.
Oh God, we need to watch this. Can we watch this
Yeah, we'll.
together? We just do this for our next joint viewing / tweet storm.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, yeah. So the Nutcracker, like the humanified Nutcracker, I'd be into that.
I'm all right.
Someone said the Grinch. I would not want to. No, because I really like
No.
Christmas, so I wouldn't. And I know that he eventually is like he
Oh,
comes.
hey, it's a
around, but, like,
Sackboy.
What? What?
Aw. It's Sackboy from Little Big Planet.
Oh, I love Little Big Planet. Can we play that game?
I did just get Little Big Planet 3. Yeah, Greg was getting rid of a whole bunch of his video games, and so I got his copy of Little Big Planet 3.
Oh my god, you need to play it. I want to. You owe me a decent game in the midst
This
of all
one's
this
not
trash.
so bad.
It's giving us an amusing amount to talk about in between the Christmas chat, so I will give it that. It's not good, but it's also, you know, not
Not
the worst
bad.
game we've played.
I mean, I would dare say that this one almost doesn't belong on the pile at all, because it's not
what
really a
about-
bad game.
Well, okay, are we considering Nightmare Before Christmas a Christmas movie or a Halloween
Oh,
movie? 'Cause if
it's
it's not a
both.
Christmas
No, that's the
movie-
beauty of it, is both.
If it's a Christmas movie,
so
then you.
Sally, like,
So Sally
yeah,
would be your
that
girl?
totally perfect heteronormative choice that I am allowed to engage in of my own free will. I don't need to. I am allowed to I can choose heteronormativity. I am allowed to
That's
do
totally
that.
okay. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. I just when you were like, well, I guess I will default to Mrs. Claus. That was like that sucked for
you felt
So
like
I'm
that
glad
was.
we found some more options. There are versions of Christmas Carol though, where Christmas present is a lady, like a happy drunk lady, and I feel like she'd be your style. I think you need someone to like just be like a happy.
Just be like,
a happy
Christmas.
present.
Woo!
Yes. I just like someone to just be like a happy, like a calming, positive presence just constantly. I think that would be like really good for you. I think that you would benefit well from that partnership.
I can't quite.
We are being
tell
asked if
what's-
we're counting the Star Wars holiday special, and to that I ask, what holiday special?
You know, the Star Wars holiday special,
No,
the
not.
really
I don't-
awful one that they aired back in
that
back in.
doesn't exist. I don't believe. I
No,
don't
it
think
totally
that's-
exists.
No, I don't.
I mean,
not-
Lucas
I
has
don't
tried to
wanna-
get rid of it, but it totally exists.
I don't know. I think
Crystal,
we should
you-
just let it die. We
you-
could let it not be there. It's fine. It's okay. I think the world is better without it. It's great.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think
it
that-
does exist.
I don't know.
I've
about
got
that,
a
though.
I've developed a personal like distaste of that gag. Like, it's become so
Oh,
it has itself
it doesn't
become so
exist?
cliche. Yeah, that it's like, oh man, I loved Raiders of the Lost Ark. Shame they never made a sequel. And it's like,
that
all
is-
right,
that is
that
irritating.
it's not funny anymore. This whole like, man, they should make prequels to the Star Wars trilogy. It's like, yeah, guys, I get it. It's become one of those like hallmarks of just awful nerd behavior.
Right. But I also totally do think that we should just never talk about the Star
The
Wars.
Star Wars Holiday Special. I mean, I think it's interesting to talk about in the fact that like it has gained this level of notoriety that when you actually engage with it, you're like, wow, it is exactly as bad as everyone says it was,
Which
but
is
for
surprising. It's
different
surprising.
reasons.
The
Because it's like,
other
it actually
one-
watch it, you're like, this is just so insubstantial and
The other
boring
movie
and
that
weird.
I will acknowledge exists, but will refuse to ever watch again, is the one Ninja Turtles movie with the suits where they go travel in time and they all have teeth, and that's just a line too far for me. When the Ninja Turtle suits gained teeth for the samurai
for
samurai
yeah.
Japan, feudal samurai Japan, travel in time storyline, and they all had the creepiest teeth. It was too far.
Now,
I
they
won't,
technically got
I will
teeth.
accept that it exists. I will admit that there is a trilogy of turtle movies, but I will not watch that.
So, oh man, the timeline of the Ninja Turtle movies is fascinating
Oh, no.
because
Oh,
well, so
no.
like the most recent animated movie is actually a direct sequel to the first movie. So there's like 2 timelines of turtle movies.
Oh, weird.
There's actually like three or four. Like, it's really weird because then okay. So the most recent one is a direct sequel to the original Ninja Turtles movie, but then the movie before that was a combination of a sequel to the first movie as well as a. No, I don't want to get behind that cover. I want to no, let go. Get behind this cover. As well as a conclusion to the TV show that was then like wrapping up at the time, because it was this whole like timeline crossover thing. So like
That's
it's
really
got time.
weird.
It's got time travel. There's time travel.
There's time travel. We're just
But
doing
then,
stuff with
yeah.
time travel.
But then Secret of the Ooze is itself a direct sequel to the original movie. So there's 2 direct sequels to the original movie. Also, they gave me this chain gun, minigun, whatever, in an area that like really does not seem to be well suited to it, because it's all these.
Press R1 to fire an ignition flare into the thermite dust cloud.
Oh, hey, that's.
Read.
Not at all what I thought this gun did.
But you were wrong about what it did, and also how to use it, and also about games. Ethics in games journalism, even
This
also
is-
that.
Wait, why are you what? Why are you bringing
just-
up ethics in game journalism?
I was just
What is
just rambling words. I was searching for more things to say.
Okay. One, this gun is very strange from a like video game semantic standpoint. But 2, it is extremely rad. It is. It doesn't behave the way that you think it's going to, but you
But
know,
it does the
you
cool
gotta
thing.
you gotta read the small print. You gotta read the fine print to figure out what it actually does. But
Gotta read the print.
Take his arms. Gently, monsieur.
I have him. Ready. Let's move him.
Hey Dan, I think I
Yeah.
found a game for us to play. Hold on, I'm letting it load so I can read you the full title.
mm-hmm.
It's loading. You know how slow my computer is when I'm streaming with you.
Yes.
So we'll just let that go for like another 20 minutes. Cool. I think we should play Christmas Shopper Simulator 2: Black Friday. I think that we should play that for our Christmas stream. It is a sandbox video game. Eh?
Wait, what's he doing? He's drinking that black water that lets him heal real fast. It is a Christmas game. Did Dan buy Criminal Intent? No, I didn't buy Criminal Intent. Sarah, pushing up Roses. Roses bought Criminal Intent. I have the Law and Order iOS games though. I've got both of them, or I guess I have. Well, it's really I guess only one game, but it has a whole bunch of chapters, and I have it. I haven't installed it on my current phone yet, so wait. I'm just gonna blow up an entire thermite. Oh man. You know, we could have just banned it. I'm pretty sure like the 3 of us could have just rolled that thing out of the way. I don't know if we needed to use an entire magazine of our thermite to cut it in half.
Could have done it.
I mean, yeah,
Ugh.
look, the guy's dead anyway. We could all just crawl down, like all of the living, the remaining 4 of us who are alive could have just crawled underneath.
Oh, Ready
And then I
Player
wouldn't
One.
have spent
Did
all
that
my
come
ammo.
out yet? Is that a thing you want to talk about? Oh
It's
yeah,
not out
that
yet.
sounds
It's
like a
out
good
soon.
topic. No, it sounds like a good topic. You already sighed heavily, which means
I did.
there's been developments in that realm.
Well, there
Don't
hasn't
mind
really been.
my
I mean,
calming charms.
the main development in that realm is that the movie is still coming out. There will in fact be a Ready Player One movie.
That's like it's definitely
That's-
gonna happen now.
I mean,
So,
they made
You
it.
can't avoid it.
They're
They
gonna
made it,
they're
and
gonna
it is
release
going
it.
to be released.
Yeah.
I don't know if they made it. I don't know if that necessarily means they have to release it.
They're definitely releasing it at this point.
It's definitely.
I guess
this is a sad day for you that it's definitely being released.
I mean, it did make us aware of Nerd Porno Tour.
Yeah, I feel like though. Are you no longer like mildly hopeful that
That Spielberg might save it?
Spielberg might save bits? Because that was like a part of the take from the original.
I guess I am still mildly hopeful for that, but I guess there has been a development that has made me slightly less hopeful, and it was that they had this shot that they put out as a promo image or as part of the like most recent trailer where it's like characters from Overwatch and Street Fighter are in it, and it's just like, oh no. At this point, it means like I'm fairly certain that sitting through the movie for me is going to be this insufferable process of why am I pulling out a scope to see that? Like, yeah, we could see that they're hiding behind those columns. Anyway, is going to be this just like grading process of constantly wondering exactly how many product placement deals were made behind the scenes, like in excess of the ones that were mandatory to the script. Like, that's the thing, is that story is going to be just, like, it is a marketer's just dream.
Wet dream, like a big pile of.
It's like, oh man, the number of licensing deals that we can get away with making here is so many.
And most of them are
So
gonna
many.
say yeah, because as far as I know, like they're all painted in a somewhat positive light. Like it's all like.
Oh,
worship
they're
at the
all
altar and
painted.
all this
Yeah,
shit anyway.
worship at the altar of consumerism. Like, just buy more. Play Overwatch, citizen. Help Percival with the cart. Wait, are people still shooting at us, though? I feel like people are probably still shooting at us. Yeah, people are still shooting at us. Alright, where's the cart? Where's the cart, Percival? No. Don't switch weapons. Don't leave the absurd super weapon lying on the ground.
Don't do it. It's bad. It's a bad idea, guy.
Ready?
Plant thermite on the bridge. Alright, man, you gonna give me an alley-oop?
Use the thermite to bring the bridge down.
Use thermite to bring the bridge down. Do I need to go up? Do I need to go around? I think I need to go around. Yeah, there we go.
The thermite is in place. Watch yourselves below.
What's on your Christmas list? What do you want for Christmas?
What do I
Besides
want for
shitty video
Christmas?
games?
I want a Blackmagic design analog to SDI converter.
Wow, that is the dweebiest present thing that I've ever heard somebody ask for. That is pretty nerdy. You don't even want like the interesting thing that anything goes to. You just want the converter cable
I
thing. Like just like I
well,
just want this little
I mean,
converter.
I could add a Blackmagic Design ATEM HD TV switcher, the Mini Studio Pro. But yeah, that one's a little on the costly side.
That is pretty costly. I hate that point in your life when you reach the age where all of the things that you actually want, like that you would ask for, are just too expensive to ask someone to get you. Like you
Yeah,
have to get it for
it's like
yourself.
the vast majority of the things that I like actually truly want are in excess of $1,000. So
Right.
yeah,
And also like you can try to be like, no, I really want to buy this thing. So like if everybody just gives me gift cards to like the electronics store, that'd be great. Then like half the people don't do it.
Bromeister's asking if I want the Snyder Cut of Justice League for Christmas, and like, no, in the sense, well, okay, yes and no. So no, in the sense that I don't actually like give a rat's ass about the Snyder Cut being officially properly released. But, however, if a copy of the work print were to just become available for Christmas, I would consider that a Merry Christmas.
I see.
So,
Okay, all right. That's cool. That's good. That's a good one.
the yeah, and same with Suicide Squad. Like if a work print version of David Ayer's like 4-hour cut just became available. Yeah.
Became
Oh
you
yeah,
just
I
got
want.
to have it.
So like, I would love to have access to that, but there's sort of that. It's like, oh, but when you're saying it's like, no, I want the cut. That
And
makes it
it's
sound like
just
you're like, it's like, no, I want, like, that makes it sound like you're asking for like a finished
or that
version.
like it's something you actually desire, like that you like would like keep it and like you want it for practical critical amusement reasons, not for
Yeah.
like I want to have this for my I mean I guess technically you probably still do want it like
I mean, I
for
want
your
it for my
collection.
like curiosity collection. So like I've said this, I think I first said this like a couple weeks ago, but like if it were available, like if like let's say Warner Brothers did decide to just release the work prints onto ultra rare special edition, like I think about $200 a piece is my limit. That if they were available for less than that, or like up to that, I would grab it kind of without question. Though the simple fact is that if they did make them available in any form at all, I wouldn't need to, because they would instantly end up online. So it would yeah. But yeah. Okay, so let's try. All right, Crystal.
Yeah.
We're in a subway. We're in the tube.
Okay.
We're in the tube.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh God.
Like, what is
In
the
the-
plot
like,
of the
overall
game?
in the
What is
game?
the plot of the game up to this point? So,
All right,
who
okay,
were the
I'm gonna
people
tell
we
you.
were just
Let me hit you
shooting,
up.
and why were we shooting them?
Okay.
And
So
actually, wait.
you
I'm gonna go refill.
you're-
I'm gonna go refill my drink. I'm gonna stand in
God.
front of this gate and refill my drink. Don't literally
Okay,
say
so-
nothing. Literally say, like, silence. Silence until I get back. I expect. I don't say anything while I'm gone.
Okay, you guys, he's gone, so he doesn't get to say anything about what I say now. So, quick, if you have any questions about Dan, it is Dan Question Time with Crystal. It's my new theme song. It'll change every time till I find one that I really like. So, you know, just gonna throw it out there. Ready, set, go. We only have so much time. He's very fast at refilling drinks. You know this. Is Dan a fairy? Dan is not a fairy, but he now believes in fairies after watching Fairy Factor Hoax. You decide after watching. Is Dan a big softie IRL, like physically or emotionally? The answer is yes on both counts. He's very cuddly. What does Foldy do now that Dan does all the acting in the videos? Oh, Foldy has become a masterful cinematographer and editor. Dan doesn't want to tell you guys this, but like Dan's the on-screen personality now, but Foldy is actually the one that does all of the actual work for the channel. Like he edits everything, he sets up all the shots, he tells Dan when he needs to do like extra takes of things because he sucked at it. Like he directs. He's like Foldy is the auteur of the oeuvre of the Folding Ideas channel. Dan supports saving net neutrality 100%. Like that's not even like a joke answer. Like yes, please, dear God, keep net neutrality. Hello, Dan? Okay. I hear clicking, Dan. I know you're back. Ugh, what a butthole.
Why aren't you talking?
I wasn't talking. I heard you click and thought you came back. You said don't talk till I come back, so I waited.
Did you actually?
Yes, we all sat here in dead silence waiting for you to come back and put your headphones on.
Oh.
We were staring through this gate.
Oh, I was trying to bait you into doing that thing that you pretend I don't know you do.
Is there a thing that I do? What are you talking about? Yeah, see, curiosity killed the battery. It says they said Crystal waited. Everybody agrees with me.
Oh man, I couldn't open the gate anyway. Like, look, I didn't open the gate, and then we get back, and it turns out you can't open it, and you need to turn around and go back. And I bet we're gonna get ambushed by, we probably actually need to go through this door. But I bet we're gonna get ambushed by werewolves. All right. What? No, can't.
I'm gonna tell you what's happening in the game.
Okay.
This is what's happening. Okay, so you're gonna get executed, but then you decided you wasn't gonna work out for your plans for the day, so you canceled your own execution by killing the executioners, and then you went to court and hung out with some barristers and some lords, and then you met Lucan, who's obviously the bad guy, and everything has been leading up to trying to kill him. That's
But we haven't killed him yet. And we don't even know that we're going to kill him yet, technically speaking. Technically, we don't know that we're going to kill him. We just, you and I know that we're going to kill him because it's obvious that he's a werewolf. That he's like the head werewolf.
right. It's like very
He's like a
obvious
super
that he is
werewolf.
the bad guy. Yeah.
Is it going to let me... No, it's not going to let me change my weapon. It's going to be like, no, you will use your pistol. Oh, because I guess I've got a lantern. I don't know why I need the lantern. It's not that dark in here. There's like, the lights are working.
You have a torch?
No.
Oh,
No,
it's just a lantern.
it's a lantern.
Oh, you have one in your hand too. I thought you had a torch. Oh yeah.
I did a really bad job of shooting that guy,
Dan,
but he fell over
Go
anyway.
look up the plot summary / review of this, whatever that one page is that you found for Men in Black, but like for this one. Look it up.
I'll see if I can find. I don't know if it'll be as good.
Somebody find it. We need.
I mean,
to
I
know.
can look it up. Like, I mean, it would just be the Wikipedia. I don't know if the same guy did it. Like, so I don't know if it'll be as good. I suspect it won't be. I suspect it'll be normal.
Oh yeah,
like,
there's
that
gonna be
it'll-
spoilers, but don't spoiler anything. But just look and see if it's good.
Is it quality? Is it a good? Is it a quality synopsis? Is it up there with Men in Black?
What the hell? Are you asking me?
Yes.
I didn't look it up. I said you look it up.
Why do I? But I need to play. I've got
Oh,
my hands on
God.
the controls.
Someone in chat look it up. Somebody look it up and tell me. So,
All right, I'll
with
look.
Basil says
right.
I read it. It is not funny.
It is not funny. Okay.
Then we're good.
It is normal. It is what
Then
you would
fine.
expect.
This
It is what you would
acceptable.
expect a video game plot synopsis to be.
Right.
Oh, what do we got
Right.
here? We got, I don't know, body. We just got a body. We got bodies. I guess we're technically responsible for most of these bodies. We did just shoot these people.
You just shot them?
Yeah, it's their fault for being poor.
No, yeah, it's all their fault.
Oh, look, we
it
got
is-
pores over here.
Oh God!
Oh, wait,
Shoot the pores.
you're not a poor.
He just dressed
Hey,
like one.
no, like look, our companion is ignoring the poor person shooting at us.
So they must not be a poor.
Yeah, she's not a
Charming
poor.
Viking
We
said
know
she's
her.
not a
Like
poor
we
because
look,
they're
we know
ass.
her. We don't know her name. I mean, maybe we do. Maybe we've been told her name, but we don't know it. We don't.
Right. It's inconsequential. It's a woman's name in Victorian England. It doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
It doesn't matter.
But she was busy standing around instead of shooting the pores. So
Did you just shoot her?
no. No, I put my crosshair over her, but I didn't actually shoot her. I didn't even try. I didn't pull the trigger button at all. We're almost there, says the microscopic subtitles. All right. Okay, I'm at the door.
You better be
But I
ready.
can't
to
do
stop
anything at
playing
the
this
door.
game. Because it's 11:20.
All right, I think
and
I
I'm
need to
gonna
let
make you
her
stop
through the door.
soonish, so that we can have like wind down chatty time before
Okay,
I
I
actually
think-
pass the fuck out.
Yeah. No, I think we got some there's our first real sign of bad game is okay, so I couldn't open the door at the end of this hallway. Only she could open the door, but the hallway the hallway is too narrow for both of us to be in the hallway at the same time. So I had to push her back out of the hallway so that I could get out of her way so that she could go into the hallway and open the door.
Oh, so is pushing night guy around just like the last time?
Yeah, not quite as bad as pushing Night Owl around. But yes. I wonder if we'd been paying more attention if there would have been a bunch of, like, if we missed a whole bunch of old-timey misogyny.
Oh yeah, but like we can't read the subtitles, so like how are
No,
we supposed to know?
they're literally illegible.
How are we supposed to know what's going on?
Have you figured out why we're shooting the pores
The
yet, though?
only thing that caught my eye and I was actually able to read that was that dude's name was Lucan, and obviously he's the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the only thing that I saw.
Like, what are... Do you
I
have...
do want her outfit though.
It's a pretty tight outfit.
It's a pretty badass outfit.
Do you have any idea what we're actually doing?
I
Like, we're
literally
in a
have no
hospital, but... Like, I mean, I guess there's the abstract, like, we're hunting werewolves.
These patients have been mauled.
And I guess
have
the
no
hospital's
idea.
full of werewolves.
Are we in a hospital though? Are we?
It just said hospital.
Oh, I didn't see anything. Remember,
It was
they're
a
very
slightly larger title
Oh,
over to the side.
okay. Okay. Oh, I didn't see that. I wasn't looking there.
The lichens weren't the only ones to run rampant here. Time has taken its own toll on the place. Oh no, it's trying to be poetic. I guess they need to point out that, like, the place is supposed to not always look like trash, but the audience wouldn't know that because it's a video game, and everything in
Right.
video games always looks like trash.
Always looks like trash.
Everywhere, like, video
Everything
games
is
take
trash.
place in the trash dimension.
Yes, it is like, what would this place look like normally? Oh,
It's
that's
like, no,
nice.
this is it.
Now make it
this,
trash.
this is what it would look like. It would always, like, no. This is just what things look like in this dimension.
This is just what it
We
looks
lay
like.
tile and it cracks, like, instantly. We actually just lay cracked tile.
We pre-crack it with a hammer, and then glue it back together and slap it on the wall. Little bit of grout, good as new.
Yeah.
I like this weird motif of you like flipping shit you find back and forth over in your hand, like the exact same way, no matter what it is. Like, oh look, I found this political cartoon. Oh look, I found this signed letter. Oh look, a photograph. Like every time it's like the exact same hand movement and like paper movement.
Special Hell says, there is a housing crisis. Why are there so many empty buildings? Is this a subtle dig at speculators? That was actually period appropriate, that in Victorian London, there were a lot of slumlords who had basically charged too much. So, like, just completely exploitative prices. So you did actually, also a lot of buildings were just straight up unlivable because no one was actually taking care of them, and so you did have a lot of empty and abandoned buildings, despite the fact that no one, like, so many people were homeless. So it's actually kind of like, yeah, there are hey, look at that, similarities to our modern situation, maybe lessons that we could learn from history and not repeat. But yeah.
Okay, are we about to like hit a point where we could?
I literally have no idea.
I know someone find out like if there's like a pseudo boss battle or some like a good save spot coming up soon.
I mean, we're in a creepy hospital, so I would assume a boss battle is coming
Like
up.
something is good. Yeah, but we haven't had a boss battle yet.
Yeah.
You killed those two first werewolves in that one area that you thought you killed that one, but then it was back again.
No, it was actually 3. It was that I thought I killed one, and then I thought it was back again, and then it turned out it was actually just a third werewolf.
Oh, there were 3. Okay. I mean, I guess that makes some sense.
We've also moved into the insane asylum part of the hospital, so take a drink. Cutscene. We're gonna fight Willem Dafoe. Oh, sweet! I totally know how to fight Willem Dafoe. You lure him into the electrified puddles and then hit him with your crowbar.
Oh my god.
You just got to do it like 3 to 5 times and you win.
Oh my god.
Depends on what difficulty you're on. We're on easy difficulty, so it'll only
Easy.
it'll only be 3 times. You'll only need to electrify him 3
Ooh.
times.
Is this actually Willem Dafoe?
No, this is the Amy. This is a joke from the Amy speedrun. It's
Oh.
the final. We call the final boss Willem Dafoe
Willem Dafoe.
because he looks like
he's
like
your
Ryuk from Death Note, and Willem Dafoe plays Ryuk in the Netflix version of Death Note. Also, this feels totally 100% basically pre-scripted. So I don't know if I should even bother shooting him, because it won't do anything. But here's our boss. Here's our pseudo boss battle. Oh yeah. Drink your space drugs, future drugs, future past drugs. It's just opium.
It's just ether.
It's just.
It's
like
just
what?
inhaling
What's in this
chloroform.
that helps us heal so fast? It's like, oh, it doesn't.
But it doesn't do that.
It's just.
You're
heroin.
slowly killing yourself. You're slowly poisoning your own body. That he's only like halfway transformed, and that's very disturbing.
Are we gonna get some
Now he
full
looks like a
frontal
little
werewolf
were-rat.
dong?
Like, he
I
doesn't
feel like
really look like a full frontal werewolf dong.
I don't think the werewolves have dicks. I think we would see it there.
You
Like
think
even
that they
even with
don't
the
have
hand,
them?
even with the coyly placed hand. Yeah, I think they just have a, video game style, like, yeah,
Crack?
they've just got
Mound?
a Ken doll lump. Yeah, they've got a Ken doll. They're Ken dolls. They've got a lump. I feel cheated. We were promised werewolf dick. Chat
Well,
lied to us.
We did see some. We saw
some.
a
dong.
regular guy dick.
We saw regular dong. We didn't.
Oh, was that the dong that just fell on the floor?
What? No.
There
What?
was like something that fell on the floor right in front of him. It was phallic shaped. I don't know what it was. Ugh.
Oh! Spam the X button. Oh, it locked it. There we go. Shoot him through the gate, dude. It's just, dude. Take your gun. Just unload. What? Why wouldn't? Oh, okay. Don't. Triage room. I think I found a All right. No, just keep going. All right. Can I go faster? Will it let me run? No. I guess they're talking, and if we could hear the game, we would be able to hear them talking, but we can't hear the game.
Oh, run!
At least you and I can't hear the game.
game.
Maybe one of these days I should figure out I should hook this all up so that you and I can actually hear it. But I have no
No.
way.
That one time you tried that, I got booted off and then never got to come back because you just abandoned me and kept going. So I'm good.
He took my gun. Now I gotta go at him with a machete. It's gonna be quick time event central. Press L2 for quick. Wait, R2 for strong attacks. Yeah, it's quick time central. All right, we'll just strong attack, and do all the dodging with the sticks.
Stick dodge.
Stick dodge. Oh,
I have
got thrown into a
foot.
wall.
Out for
Oh,
blood.
now I don't have a knife either. Never mind, I got my knife.
Oh, dang.
Oh.
Get him. Get him good. Fight that guy. Hit him good.
Oh no. Oh jeez. Oh. Oh, I just got. Oh. Oh man. Nah, you're in a bad place, man. You're in a bad place. This ain't gonna work out well. Oh, okay, good. Wait, did I die anyway? Did I just die anyway? Oh wait, no, never mind. It's still in cutscene. Is she gonna die while I'm busy like blacking in and out? Is that what's gonna happen? It's gonna be all cinematic. It's gonna come back in, and she's gonna be like headless. Oh no.
Did you kill him yet?
Oh, it was close to what I guessed, but not exactly. It played out a little bit differently than I was thinking it was going to. But it was fundamentally what I assumed was going to happen, just not explicitly. Did you see it yet?
What? Was there a dong?
No, there wasn't a dong, but
Oh, wait.
but-
I'm like, you're drunk. Someone's drunk and watching you. Oh, no. That's not you. That's the girl. He just killed
Yeah.
her. Oh, you got an axe.
All right, let's find. Is it going to be enough? No. Maybe no. It's not enough. I really wish I could actually hear at the moment because I can't tell what's actually
Is
going
she
on.
moaning sexually from being
Yeah,
harmed?
like I have no idea if she's actually dead. Like, are we carrying a corpse out of the hospital, or? Oh wait, she's talking. Okay, she's alive. So the gray water gray water, black water, whatever's in those little vials, it's like keeping her alive, but she's probably like paralyzed, so, or something. I don't know. Literally water from the Holy Grail. Oh man.
Neoclassical says, "Oh no, now I definitely know that the monsters are bad." Because they harmed the one female character. We've confirmed.
The psychiatric ward, London Hospital.
Ooh, romantic interest.
Search the rebel high. What? Why are there rebels? Like what is?
What are they rebelling against?
I mean, I assume they're rebelling against the fascist government that we are literally agents of.
I guess so.
I mean, like, look at us. Look at all of our stuff. Look at how expensive this is. And look at the just, like, crap holes that everybody else lives in. Like, I'd be angry. But the rebels are werewolves? Or the rebels are working with the werewolves? Or the rebels are infecting people with werewolfism, aka lycanthropy?
I think we should stop here while we have this wonderful cliffhanger of if
Of
your
what
lady
the
is
hell is
paralyzed
going on.
forever. Yeah.
Yeah, is
Oh no! Wait.
is the
Please
girl
pick up that paper and
paralyzed?
look at it the exact same way again. I love it when you do that.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll go
Yeah.
back. All right.
Yeah.
So
Just
third time's
look
the
at that-
charm. I'm gonna
look
look
at
at the
that
back
paper
this
again.
time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna check
It
it
still
out.
says
You're gonna
it
check
still
out the back
says
of it?
August 1858.
Oh, okay.
All right, the
You gonna
front.
flip it over? I'm gonna see that scribble on the back.
Yeah, there's a
Just what do you
guy.
think?
It says
Oh,
something down. United India Company Court of Directors. All right,
That's
let's check
great.
the back again. What does the back
Okay.
say?
Oh, yeah,
August
check it.
1858.
August 1858.
We'll go to the front, and yeah, still just one guy's head circled. Maybe the Easter egg is a couple more. Like, look at the back. No, it's still 1858,
It's still
and the front,
1858?
still just one guy.
Oh, well, I guess that's it then.
I don't know. Maybe
guess
let's just
that's
do a couple, like 3-4 more times, and
Okay,
just
let's
maybe
just keep
maybe
looking
then
at it.
maybe it'll change.
Reveal something to us.
It'll like jump scare, and it'll be the ring girl. It'll be the girl from the ring,
Oh yeah, like it'll turn around and it'll be like
and
scary
like
dude.
yeah, scary. You know,
Is that
scary
Lucan?
photo.
Looks like Lucan. Is that Lucan?
I don't know, maybe it might be.
If it's Lucan, then he hasn't aged in like 40 years.
Oh, that
like
would
30 years.
that would indicate that he's maybe a werewolf.
That he's the bad guy. That
Yeah.
he's like a bad.
We
that
should
he's the guy.
we should be suspicious of him
We should be suspicious of the guy named Lucan now.
as
that
we
are
fight
seeing
werewolves.
evidence. As we fight more werewolves. All right, shut this shit down. Let's rate this bitch.
All right. Quit the title.
Did you save where you were so you can look at that paper some more times?
I'm just we're saved wherever we were saved. It's saved.
That's all.
It's saved somewhere.
And a couple other people are trying to tell me that it's not Lucan. And look, I do not buy that you named someone Lucan in your werewolf game that isn't the main bad guy,
Yeah.
or at least one of the main bad guys. If so, I think you're wrong. You are incorrect. I don't know what you think game you think you're playing, but it's not this one. This is obviously not. You're not doing this one.
Lucan betrayal turncoat bad guy.
Oh, I see you. I had to pause and press replay again. Apparently, I was way further behind than I thought I was.
Oh, you did? All right, so we're actually we're about halfway through the game.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Ish.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not that long. I mean, so we
honestly,
would be
this has
a
been-
lot further
this has
through
been
it if we'd
making me-
started on time.
This has been making me laugh enough that I wouldn't mind finishing this one.
Yeah.
But I think that we've gotten into a good pattern though of like leaving second halves of things for like wrap up days.
Which I haven't.
like-
we haven't done a wrap up day in a while.
That's true, but also like you haven't had a lot of games that you felt were worth wrapping up. Like, are you gonna fucking finish that game at the bottom? I can't remember the name of it.
Legends of the Guardians,
No,
the Owls of Ga'Hoole.
No, not the cursed witches hex. They're the one, whatever that one is above.
Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver
Yeah.
Surfer.
Yeah, that one.
Oh,
that
you
one.
you weren't here because you arrived late the time that I said. So I tried. On the Saturday after we played it, I went and I tried to get past that room, like just on my own. I spent about an hour trying that level some more and again, and
Oh,
I
God.
couldn't get past that room. I couldn't get any further in the game. So no, we are not going to progress any further.
Oh, great.
Like maybe
I'm
at some point in the future. I'm not saying like absolutely never, but I have at present no plans to try to finish Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Yeah. That was not. Oh boy, that was
Okay,
special.
so-
That was a
so
special
that-
kind of bad.
So there's that.
Oh hey, we got an ad for Bloodborne. I could play more Bloodborne again.
No, I don't think we should do that.
Oh man, but Bloodborne's so rad, and my
Yeah,
character's
but-
so OP.
But you're
I could
also
s-
wrong. So if you could just stop that.
About Bloodborne?
Yeah, you could just shh.
Bloodborne's so cool though. It's a legitimately good game.
Okay, I
Like
believe you.
I'm not saying at the moment. I'm just saying in abstract. It's a good game. It's a good
It's
game.
good. It's a good game.
All right, I'm just peeling this sticker off. Just give me a sec to peel this sticker off.
So
This game was not comically cheap. It was
so
just cheap.
Part of
So
part
I
of
guess
Blo-
it wasn't in place either.
you need to get the Law and Order game just for one, straight up. You need to get that. The one I sent you.
The one that Sarah got. The one that Roses has.
Yeah,
the
yeah, that
Law and
one.
Order Law and Order Criminal Intent.
Yeah, you need that. You should get that. I also think that we gotta act. Let's play Little Big Planet. I want Little Big Planet, and we need to do another Don't Starve. Oh hi, Amy Butt. Aw,
Amy
she
just
missed
she
you.
just woke up. She just woke up and she's like, I'm going to crawl over everything, but I don't want to stay. So
She's like, I want to visit you, Dad, but then also
but,
fuck you.
Yeah, she just like go away. Yeah, don't.
She's like, I only wanted to be here as long as you weren't acknowledging me.
Yeah,
But I wanted to demand that you acknowledge me, and then as soon as you did, punish you for it.
yeah. She's already jumped to the floor and is
Yeah,
like
it's like,
on the
bye.
far side of the room already. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's rate this. Let's rate this.
Below Dante's Inferno, like just kind of right under it.
Where's
like in-
Dante? Like,
so-
slap a finger on that.
So we have for a while now been saying that like, okay, there is a substantial gulf between like Dante's Inferno and Bolt. You know, that's
Oh, yeah.
been kind of our thing. And so like Hellboy
Yeah.
kind of squeezed in there, but we were like Hellboy's really closer to the Bolt side of things.
Yeah.
I'm thinking at least so far, like if as long as the rest of the game kind of keeps up to the same sort of pace.
I would put it above Hellboy, if only because it's really fucking pretty.
Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking. Like there's enough things that I'd say like right below Dante's Inferno and not even like oh in the Gulf. Like I think it's actually kind of like yeah, just a little bit under Dante's Inferno.
Yeah,
It's-
look at that baby. She's so cute though. Oh, here she comes. Oh, look at that pretty baby. Hi. Hello. Hello, Amy Cat. Oh, she's flying. Floaty kitty.
You
Look
can
at that
she
curious
does
little
not
face.
want she is not reacting to scritches like at all.
She's like, yeah, I don't want to be fucking held up like this. This is so humiliating. Put me
Come on.
down. I am lord of this house. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There we
Oh,
go.
yeah, this is switches
Okay.
now. Look at that baby. Oh. Oh, we've just been so hijacked.
All right. So I'm thinking like right under Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, like I'm totally in agreement with you. No contest.
Because it's
Shove it in there.
actually a fairly decent game, but it doesn't, Dante's Inferno you can riff pretty much end to end. Battleship is like hilariously stupid but also very quick moving and pretty fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
So the order it's not unfun, but it's not super engaging either. But
Right.
it is really pretty.
Right. It is pretty. Yeah, shove it in there. Get it in there. Lights it. Bam. Stick a fork in it. Done. Easily rated. Easily.
There we go.
Aw, we did good. We did a good job.
Oh, now there we go. Now Amy's awake and is attacking Cables.
Oh, hi.
She is fully activated now. She
No
knows.
fluffy.
So what we
Fluffy.
have discovered is
Oh
that
no, is she gonna crawl inside your open case?
No. What we've discovered is that she largely attacks desks and stuff, like almost entirely as a attention-getting scheme. So, like, if I leave,
because she knows that you'll be like, no, stop.
yeah, exactly. So, like, she just started clawing at those cables, and so I went like Amy, and I like looked down, and she like made eye contact with me, and then just like sat there staring at me, like, "What you gonna do? What are you gonna do?"
Like, yes, this is what I wanted, was for you to fucking look at me.
Yeah. So like if I leave the if I leave the basement door open when I'm gone, she doesn't come down here. You know, if I'm here working, she'll attack stuff on my desk and like grab it and steal it and like knock stuff off. But if no one's down in the basement, she just doesn't come down here at all.
Oh, so it's not that she's like attracted to the cables as a toy and wants to play with them. It is specifically
to get attention when
in
when
that
people are
you
down
give
here.
her
Yeah.
attention when he tries to. Yeah.
Exactly. So she's wandered upstairs now. I assume she was actually napping on her pillow just beside the desk for a big chunk of the stream. So I'm assuming she's going upstairs to, eat and use her litter
Find
and
a
whatnot.
food.
Yeah. So stream recap. Yeah. So a lot of dong talk. And
So
we
many
did
dongs.
discuss the marriageability of Christmas figures, which is that the vast majority of them are unmarriable for either like legal, ethical, or just no reasons.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, there we go. FMK, Ghosts of Christmas, Past, Present, and Future.
Oh, okay. I'm into this.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Kill Christmas Past. Merry Christmas Present, and fuck Christmas Future. Doing it. It's like, I don't want to live in the past, so get rid of it right off the bat. I also don't think you could kill the Ghost of Christmas Future, since it is also kind of death. But I think death would make a kinky fuck. So, like, I'm down for this. This is my 100% like locked in answer.
I guess I don't know. I don't know if I can come up with an answer that if I can come up with justifications that top that in any sort of way. And it's like, and I don't want to just like replicate it, because you already told the joke, and I'd just be like, yeah, okay, you won that one.
I win.
I guess, yeah, you won that one. I don't have anything.
Although
I don't have a better answer.
If you marry Christmas Future, like, you'll never die because you're their spouse, so like they're not gonna kill you.
Your
So I
spouse
like
is the
that.
most likely person to kill you.
That is true.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't think about that, but being someone who watches a lot of crime procedurals like Dan,
Yeah.
you would immediately
consider that. Yeah.
that fact.
Yeah.
You gotta consider it. I'm now being dragged for so quickly coming up with the correct answer to Fuck, Marry, Kill of the Christmas Ghosts.
The Christmas
And,
ghosts.
The
spirits
you would
of
think
Christmas.
that I had thought about this before, but no, I'm just really, really good at coming up with quick justifications for a lot of things that are ridiculous and sound like I have put much thought into them, but I am thinking them out loud.
So now
as
I guess
invent them.
the real challenge would be FMK for various incarnations of the Ghost of
Of
Christmas
each one?
Future.
Oh yeah. Okay. Right.
So like,
right.
you know, the television ghost from Scrooged, or the Muppet ghost from Muppet Christmas Carol, or the one that's literally just death
Oh, no,
from
but the
the
Muppet
classic
Christmas-
Christmas Carol.
But the Muppet Christmas Carol is not. It is a big, scary, faceless, like Death Shroud.
It is, yeah. They're all a big, scary, faceless death shroud, but it's, you know, it's a tempered. It's not too scary, as opposed to the like classic. Oh crap! Why did I just forget?
The Harrison
Forget
says
the
that they're
name.
basing all knowledge of the Christmas ghost on the Muppet Christmas Carol, and honestly, they did a really good job of personifying them. So, like, you should, like, that is a legit.
They did.
way.
It's yeah. What about the horrid 3D Jim Carrey Carol? Oh man.
I don't remember that one.
I don't think I've actually
Who
seen
were the
it.
ghosts
I
in?
remember
Who were the
it, but
ghosts
I
in
don't.
Scrooged?
The ghosts
Who were
in
the ghosts
Scrooged.
in Scrooged
Uh,
with Bill Murray?
It was. Oh crap! I can't remember the name of the
I'm googling it.
actors, but so the. Dang it! Now I'm also forgetting. Whoa, his old companion, not Marley. Marley. Cratchit.
Yeah, Marley is
Marley. Marley's the
Marley.
first ghost. Marley's the actual ghost, because the others aren't ghosts; they're technically spirits.
Right.
So Marley is like his former boss, who shows up in like a golfing outfit, and there's a whole gag with a golf ball that comes out the back of his skull. And then Christmas Past is
Lily
Rita
Tomlin.
Perlman.
Oh no,
Is
I thought I just saw Lily Tomlin in an image, but no,
or is it? No, it's not Rhea Perlman. It's
it's Lily Tomlin.
Lily Tomlin, who physically abuses him, and actually on set almost ripped his lip off, like actually like injured him in one of the gags where she like
Oh
grabs
my
his
god,
lip.
what?
Yeah, there's a gag like she grabs
did
his
not know
lip
about
like this
this.
and like pulls it down, and
Yeah.
and just on one of the takes, like she just yanked it,
She just,
apparently
like,
like
hauls out?
real hard. Yeah.
Holds out and fucks him up.
Yeah. And then Christmas Present. I actually don't remember Christmas Present
I'm waiting for it to load on
In-
IMDb.
in that one. But then yeah, Christmas Future is death, but his face is a television.
None of these are. None of these are
It was Carol Kane.
like they're named. They're named. Oh god. Okay. They're named. They're not called like Ghost of Christmas whatever.
Or wait, oh no, sorry. I'm getting completely turned around. I'm just assuming. Okay, no, Carol Kane is the one who almost pulls Bill Murray's lip off, and she's the Ghost of Christmas Present. I'm just getting it turned around because usually
The one in the
in the fairy
princess
outfit.
gown?
Yeah, I'm getting it
Yeah.
mixed up in my brain because I was just watching Muppet Christmas Carol earlier today, and the Ghost of Christmas Past in that one is a kind of like fairy spirit.
Okay.
And so my brain just kind of like short circuited there. So I don't actually have. Wait, so what does Lily Tomlin look like in Scrooged? I don't remember anymore.
Oh, you know it's not Lily Tomlin. It's Oh god, who is that? What's her name? Fuck. I always mix up Lily Tomlin's name with her face, but it's not her. God, who is it? She's a famous Broadway actress, and now I'm blanking.
All right, Ghost of Christmas Past is David Johansen.
Don't know who that is. Oh, is he the taxi driver guy?
Yes, that's it. There we go.
Okay.
It's the taxi driver. It's the taxi driver, the fairy, and then the TV death ghost.
I feel like I feel like he was in a couple episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like that's a face that I remember from 90s children's TV episodics. Like
I mean, maybe he was in
maybe.
Are You Afraid of the... I mean, he was in a lot of things. He's in a lot of things. A lot of things. Lots. He was in Vinyl. He was in Alvin and the Chipmunks, the road chip. As Buster Poindexter. That you didn't watch Alvin and the Chipmunks, the road chip?
I mean, no.
2015 hit film Alvin and the Chipmunks, the road chip?
What about me would lead you to think that that would be the case?
So are you... I have a question. If I go see Pitch Perfect 3, will I be left behind? Like will I need a primer on... Will I need a lore primer on the deep lore of the Pitch Perfect
in a sense,
universe?
there is stuff that you might not get if you are not like entrenched in the world of acapella, but also no, like you're gonna be fine.
I won't need to worry about whether or not I know who Elandriel is and where the harmonics of power were forged. I don't. I should do a lore.
You should PayPal me Pitch Perfect ticket money, and we'll go see it at the same time, and then we can talk about it after.
I was actually, so when I came out of the Disaster Artist, they have all of the big like marquees for Pitch Perfect 3, and I was thinking about like that joke that just start putting together videos that are like a lore primer video for franchises. Well, for like franchises that clearly just have like that don't actually have lore.
Right.
So
there's been plots and stories, but there's not lore.
But there is not lore. Yeah, there is not lore. So I think that's a funny thing to maybe keep.
I think that would be fun.
Keep in the back pocket for future. I don't.
Maybe once you get your Patreon and you can make it a tier goal.
Oh man, how did I forget? Okay, so we spent the whole first like hour of the stream being like, so what happened on the internet?
So what happened on the internet
in the last week that I missed?
I was gonna get back to it. I figured you didn't want to rant about it because you'd already done like some.
I've already.
But please,
oh man, I spent because I spent a day and a half with the slowly evolving. With this, because like the information kept like drip feeding out, which was part of the whole problem. Is that they like announced the change and my like first take on it was like super even-handed. It's like, all right, no, hey, like I don't know if this is framed right, and I definitely think that they could have like structured this better. But I can see why it's well-meaning. And then like as you slowly like as we worked through the math, as we figured out things, as they released details on like actual clarifications of like, oh no, it is definitely per pledge. Like if you have 10 different people that you sub to, you're going to be paying these costs on like every single individual thing. And it's like putting that together, and it's just like this is garbage. Why would you do that? And then I get this phone call on Thursday. It's like, talking about it with people actually like involved, and they told me a whole bunch of information, some of which I still can't share, but some of which then came out a couple hours later, where it was like, so I knew a couple hours ahead of time that it's like, oh, they're actually planning on like decoupling. They're gonna move to an anniversary system rather than a first of the month system. And I'm like, what? Why why would they do that in the first place? And two, why would they not tell us at the time that they actually made the announcement? And then there are reasons why they didn't, but they didn't really make it. But anyway, so they a day after they make the announcement, they then come out with like clarification information on like, oh, we're doing it because we're going to be like decoupling the payments from the from the schedule. It's like, so everything's going to be on an individual schedule, and it was just like, holy crap, why would you not? Why was that not part of the original pitch? And just as more and more has kind of filtered out, and as people have put pieces together, and that it's like, okay, well, what's probably going on? I mean, this is kind of the thing that's left completely unstated, and it's hilarious, is that what's probably actually going on as a root motivator is regulation. The regulatory agency that would be involved in this case is an agency you probably haven't heard of. They're a subdepartment of the Treasury called FinCEN. FIN.
Nope.
So it's financial, and then CEN stands for I can't remember what off the top of my head. But so FinCEN is the regulatory body that you'd be worried about. And so FinCEN in this case is likely taking notice of their structure, or they feel that they're at risk of FinCEN taking notice, and so they're moving to a system that won't get them classified as a MSB, a money service business. Because if you're a money service business, then FinCEN basically expects you to do one thing and one thing only. That you move money around. You're not also a social network. You're not, PayPal moves money. That's what PayPal does. Which is why, if you go to your bank and your bank has an investment branch, that investment structure is actually a different company. At least in most cases, just because getting those kind of multi-appendage apparatus under a single umbrella is actually super expensive and super complicated, and there's tons of hoops to jump through. And the main thing that makes it prohibitive at a even low mid-level, like where Patreon is at, is that FinCEN, ultimately the regulations vary from state to state in the US, and so you need to file and adhere to code in each individual state. So it is, it's a lot of overhead. Obviously, it's not impossible to get over that hurdle. PayPal exists, and PayPal came from somewhere. But once you're over that hurdle, if the expectation is that you will then focus on not doing other things, well, then that kind of, short circuits a bunch of Patreon's other plans. Now, the problem is, why can't they just say that? Well, it turns out that if you come out and say, hey, we're changing our structure so that we don't piss off FinCEN, well, regulatory agencies don't like it when you admit that you're dodging them, or that you're doing something to avoid them paying attention to you. Because in saying we are changing to comply with a regulation, or to avoid being the kind of business that would be subject to FinCEN regulation, you are tacitly admitting that you have up to now been out of compliance and have been breaking the law. And if you want to know the single fastest way to get regulators looking at your books, it's to say, hey, we're making changes so that regulators won't look at our books.
Yes.
So, yeah. So that is my current suspicion of what the actual
also,
underlying
though,
situation is.
Right, but also though it defeats the purpose of what Patreon is good for supporting creators. So regardless of what the problem is on their end, it's screwing their companies.
Oh, yeah. So regardless of what
points.
the incentives are on their end, and the first things that they kind of told me, and these are now public because they wound up going public with them, is that the two public problems that they were saying that they were trying to solve, and these are actual problems on Patreon, is they were trying to solve problems with people getting double billed, and they were trying to solve problems with people basically sniping Patreon incentives. So like they would sub to someone, gain access to all of the posts, gain access to all of the artwork, whatever that person has behind their paywall, just like download it all and then, or watch it all, whatever,
Cancel.
and then cancel before they actually got charged. That's a legitimate problem. But when they were telling me this on the phone, I'm sitting there like, there is no way that these are in scale to the level, the depth of changes that you're making. Which is why it's like, okay, well, the financial, like the regulatory side of it, it's like, okay, that actually would then make sense, because that is a dog big enough that it's like, okay, look, it doesn't matter how many people we've pissed off, we need to comply. So it's like, all right, I can understand why they would then dig in their heels and like keep trying to pitch us on it, keep trying to sell us on it, rather than just going like, oh crap, actually no, hey, JK, we're not doing this change. But even with all of that taken into account, there's still an issue of like, okay, there are multiple paths that they could have taken to compliance that they did not take. Like even if you say, even if they had gone with the rollout perfectly, if they had been better with communication by just an infinite degree, there's still an issue of like, all right, the actual structure that they're going to with the, patron paying the fees instead of the creator paying the fees, that system is unpopular. People just don't like it.
Right.
And so I am personally kind of the opinion that they should have gone with, like, just left all of the fees as part of a singular package. So it would have been the creator pays the fees. Now that would mean that, on for the like lowest sort of tier of campaigns, of like actually productive campaigns, someone who is making, $30 a month off of $1 patrons, their take home would go from like $25, like their actual take home after cuts and fees would go from $25 under the current system down to about $17. And that's a harsh cut, but their patrons would continue to only pay $1. Like it would say, you're donating $1, and it would be either paying
to be said
$1.
on either side of that. Like, like as a consumer, you're used to paying like tax on things and stuff. So being like, okay, so yeah, $1 isn't really $1 is whatever. But like, there's also the added aspect of the fact that like that flat rate fee added on top of things is the same no matter what. So when you get down to $1, it's like almost a 50% increase.
Yeah.
Like it's
yeah.
almost half as much more.
It's
So that's a pretty hefty increase when and so like a lot of people, of course, like in this particular case, I do think that it does make sense for it to come more out of the creative side, just because of like how big that fee is in comparison to smaller pledges. Like I don't think anybody would notice the fee on a $10 one. That'd be like, oh yeah, that's basically tax. Like that's like how much I would pay if I bought like a $10 item at like a store with normal state sales tax where I'm at. Not too much more. But yeah, so that's pretty intense.
Okay, so my calculations, I did a whole bunch of different calculations that took a whole bunch of kind of different things into account, and the huge caveat on the initial, and in my actual like analysis on Twitter, I did put this caveat in there, is that the kind of revenue going up in the change to the new system is all predicated on the assumption that the number of patrons doesn't change. However, one of the things that I did find in analyzing some of the largest campaigns on Patreon that have public subscriber stats is that for the largest campaigns, they can actually afford to lose 100% of their $1
Oh, yeah, you had
subscribers
said that.
and their net. So, okay, so I'm looking at this one right now. I actually just opened the file. So I'm looking at this one where they have 1,800 patrons at the $1 tier. Now, their average under the old system is 36,548 per month. If all of their patrons stay, they jump up to 41,000, a little over 41,000. If they lose all 1,870 $1 patrons, they only drop back down to just under, like a hair under 38,000. So regardless, like, even they can afford to lose all of their $1 patrons and they will still make almost $1,500 more per month than they currently make. So that definitely kind of ends up factoring into the calculus of it, that the people, that the proportion of your income coming from $1 patrons ends up having a far bigger impact on your actual thing. And the thing is that for bigger campaigns, $1 subs are proportionally far, far, far less. One of the other super popular campaigns, like they have 460 $1 patrons, but they have 3,600 $5 patrons. So if we're looking, actually, let's just go main monitor here. So here's sort of the breakdown of these top three campaigns, which are three of the largest on Patreon as a whole. So that right there in this one, this blue slice right here is $1 patrons out of their pie. That's $1 patrons right there. And then this one right here, $1 patrons are there. They're that slice. This one doesn't actually even have $1 patrons. Like they've got $3 as their starting thing. So maybe they have $1 patrons, but they're not included in the stats. So at 3, like they can even still afford to lose like all of their $3 patrons, and they don't make quite as much, but they still make more money than they make right now. Even like, so this right here, this is actually, here's actually someone we know. This is Nash.
Really, all you need to think about though is like the smallest, the base of like, okay, so if you are supporting 3 creators for $3, under the new system, you can only support 2 creators for $3. So it's like the smallest. The smallest possible way to break that down is already like extremely evident for like, oh, I am going to have to drop the amount of people I'm supporting.
Yeah, and they're losing people on,
in the end is bad.
Because this is the thing, is they're losing people on protests. Like they've lost the PR war. Just straight up, they've lost it. It's already lost.
People are already canceling things.
Yeah.
There's also, I've seen a lot of posts from creators who rely on Patreon who have straight up been like, if you feel that you need to go because of this, like, I will not be upset at you.
Yeah.
Like, I know that this is not about me, it's about the platform. So, like, don't think that I'm going to be mad if I lose you because you're upset at Patreon. So, like, there are creators supporting their patrons leaving in the protest.
Oh, do I actually have my charts of... I had a bunch of different hypothetical systems set up, and it was kind of like, okay, well, how do the numbers, like, screw it? So if you did go to a creator pays fees, then pledges below, like $3 and below, make you less than they did under the old system. Everything between $3 and $9 is in the same sort of variable range of the current system. Because one of the problems with the current system or the old system is that it did have variable returns.
Right, but that was because of the batching. Right?
Well, it was because of a bunch of
Because it
things. It
was
was
like-
because of the batching. It was because of different rates with different fee processors. Like, so there was a bunch of things involved that led to it being variable. And then above $9 is when it would be is when, even if the creator pays the fees, everyone would be making more money. But the thing is these systems, like, they are ultimately contingent on them, decoupling the fees. Like, they can't batch the fees anymore. And the thing is that even with these protest leaves, like, so the system that Patreon is moving to is basically identical to what Drip is using. Now, with the exception that the Drip's system is that the creator pays the fees. Also, Drip being run through Kickstarter means you only have the payment options that are available at Kickstarter. So PayPal isn't an option. It basically, like, it's got to be either credit card or debit card that lets you direct like that. So that's an issue for some people. Yeah. The system that GratiPay is moving to is also functionally identical to the system that Patreon is moving towards. Now, GratiPay has been able to, spin the PR for it, because they're like, hey, we're actually moving to a system where we're, like, removing our fees, because they're actually moving to this system where it's like everything is decoupled, and it's just like, they are basically just saying, like, they are no longer the in-between. You pay for something, you really just deal directly with the credit card agency, and then the credit card agency sends out the money to the people who get various cuts of it. GratiPay doesn't hold the money for any in-between sort of period of time. They get paid by the credit card company. It's complicated. It's weird. So there's this strange thing going on where Drip looks better, GratiPay looks better, and yet their system is almost identical to what Patreon is moving to. That's the weird part. So people are burned, not even, like, this is kind of the root of it, is that people are burned not even necessarily by the system that Patreon is moving to, but by the way that it was handled, the way that they rolled it out, the fact that they dripped out this information, the fact that they had to come back like 36 hours after the announcement and be like, oh, by the way, I guess you should know, you're not going to be paying on the first of the month anymore.
Also, like, it wasn't a very long lead up to, like, this is about to change.
Yeah, this is changing in a week and a half.
Yeah, it wasn't like, hey, here's a couple months to, like, tell all of your followers and let them really see what's going on with it so that they can decide if they're going to move their, like, really what they did was basically shove out an ultimatum. Like, this is happening regardless of whatever you want. You have 10 days to decide if you want to pay 40 cents on a dollar or go.
Yeah.
And most people, when they're shoved an ultimatum like that from not your friend, corporation, they're going to go. They're going to say, screw it, I'm leaving. Especially when there are other options. Like even if you don't belong to one of those other, like, subscription services, a lot of people are protesting by being like, but I'm pulling my pledge and I'm just going to directly send you a fucking dollar on PayPal. Like, here you go.
Well,
Here's
I mean,
just
and
a straight dollar.
the super duper ultra weird thing is that, this changeover happened, and the number of big creators who were actually, like, fully briefed on it was zero. Like, Hank found out about it when it was announced, and he's on the board.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't tell anyone, but they have been working on this for like a year and a half.
Yes.
Or at least they claimed that they have been working on this for a year and a half. And that bears out by the fact, like, back in the summer, back in June, July, they ran an A/B test So an A/B test is when you it's particularly in web where you're able to like have two versions of something live and kind of randomly send an alternate version to people who don't know that they're getting an alternate version. So they ran an A/B test back in June, July, where some people, like a few hundred people, randomly, when they went to sign up for pledges, got the new system. But they didn't tell people that they were like, I mean, you obviously, like, for testing reasons, you don't tell people that you're part of, it's like, hey, you wound up in this test group where you are actually paying 35 cents more for these pledges because you're our guinea pig.
Did the creators get that from those test people, though? Or did PayPal just pocket extra money from those couple hundred people?
I honestly have no idea what happened to the extra 30,
I was like
35
more
cents on this.
postulating than expecting you to know an actual answer, but like, I mean, we all know it was probably PayPal.
Yeah, they probably
not
just
PayPal,
pocketed it.
sorry,
I mean, well,
PayPal.
the thing is I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they wound up putting from my research, it looked like all they did with the A/B testing was test the new price point. Like test the new fees to see how people would react to a price increase. And not surprisingly, with kind of this quiet rollout, like, you know, it was a very small B test. You wound up with a couple posts on forums where people were like, hey, so I went to sign up for this person's thing and there was this extra 35-cent fee, and they made a couple posts on forums being like, this is bullcrap. What is this? But because the vast majority of people were looking at their stuff, like they logged into their Patreon,
Like,
dashboard, and
me.
it's like, mine hasn't changed. So it got no traction. Like there was almost no, talk about what was going on. And so, not surprisingly, with the lack of traction on the story and with the fact that it was just kind of like, hey, here's the higher price, unsurprisingly, the vast majority of people who wound up seeing the higher price were just like, okay, well, I guess it's 35 cents more, subbed anyway. Because there wasn't the social virus of people being angry.
Right.
So,
but then also but you also aren't going to hear from people being like, oh, I went to go do this and realized it was going to be out of my budget, so I just didn't. Like they just
you're
not
going
to hear from the people who aren't necessarily angry but decide to just not do it because it's just not feasible for them at the time.
Yeah, they don't, so the number of people in that position who would have gone and posted on forums and like gotten angry about it and tried to raise a huff are like minimal. So naturally,
they're going to be
just
like,
with the way that they
went
structured,
through,
just with the way that they structured the test, this test is going to give them results that are going to say like, oh, people are going to be fine with it. It's only an extra 35 cents, and it's an extra. You're only paying $1. What's an extra 40 cents? It's $1.40 now.
Almost half another dollar.
But, from their perspective, it was like, oh, well, it's a nominal increase or it's a meaningless increase on a meaningless amount of money. Because if you're making if you're making 30 grand a month,
right,
40 cents doesn't mean anything.
Right, exactly.
Even, and so they ran the numbers on their like power patrons, which there are very few of them, people who sub to more than 5 accounts, more than 5 campaigns. So, and the vast majority of the people who are power patrons are actually creators themselves who are independently quite wealthy and quite successful. And so they're in a place where like, even if you sub to 15, 20 campaigns and your bill per year is going to go up by like $50, well, you make $30,000 a month. What's $50?
Right, but
so it's all through this lens of like, they're looking at the entire thing through a lens that is completely divorced from the actual life experience of their smallest creators. And
it's not even about the smallest creators. Like a lot of mid-level creators whose majority of subs are lower level subs. Like you can get to about a mid-level like support. Like you can be
pretty self-sufficient on a Patreon check without getting a ton of $10 subs.
Yeah.
Like
It's
you
it's
can
not
you
until
can you can build a large enough base that all gives you $1 that really does a good amount for you in self-sufficiency.
all right. Who wants? So last year, a bunch of people. I guess I've got a whole bunch of new people since last year. So last year I had planned. I had planned to do a huge Patreon to YouTube
Oh,
comparison.
everybody's wondering why the hell you have so
data
much
analysis.
freaking Patreon data.
So I ran this last year, and I'm going to show you. So if you want to see, just a sec. I need to shift this so that you can't see the names of these channels because I still have that information in here. Okay, so here is my body of data for Patreon kind of stats analysis, and there's a pretty large amount here. And so one of the things that's in this, if I go to, all right, is this my P by sub log, income by sub log. Okay. So if you're looking at this, so here's the actual income by subscriber count. You notice how like this whole like lower 2/3 of the graph is basically unreadable. Yeah, so we need to use a log curve in order to represent this. So you look at this, like you can be in this range where you are a like 100,000 subscriber account. So this is YouTube subscribers. This is not patrons. Oh, so here's patrons by sub. So 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, you can still be in this range. Like there's a lot of people even up to 1 million YouTube subscribers who have less than 100 patrons. Or, even less than 1,000 patrons. And if you think about it, everybody in this giant cloud here has a proportional number of $1 subs that is going to be, upwards of 1/3 of their income.
Yeah.
Anyone below this $1,000 line, and look how many dots are below this $1,000 line. Like below $1,000 a month, $1 subs are a huge proportional chunk of your income, unless you have designed your Patreon specifically around premium.
I think
rewards.
I think maybe decentralizing Patreon into individual creators' individual pages, I think started at least the Patreon company along the thought lines of like, okay, so you are going to choose to give so you subscribe to Hulu and Netflix and maybe HBO for Game of Thrones, and then you're going to throw another chunk of money at this page. What they weren't really what became a big use for it for a lot of people is, well, no, I want to like pick and choose multiple people to give smaller amounts of money. So whereas Netflix, I'm paying, $10 a month or whatever for unlimited everything. I can't do that on Patreon. So I'm going to take that $10 and I'm going to split it up between multiple people. And also, I don't know, maybe they underestimated how many people were really going to take advantage of Patreon. Like how many people that you like watching their YouTube videos would all have Patreons.
Here's another here's another chart that actually illustrates it better. Average per patron. So this is the average that channel is making per patron. against at the bottom again is subscriber count on YouTube. So you can see we have a bunch of these channels here, like in this range, that have, you know, okay, 3.5 million subscribers, 4.8 million subscribers, and their average is $4 per patron. Here's 1 million subscribers, average per patron $1.28.
Yeah.
You know, there's a few outliers here where, like, obviously, like, their average actually comes down to 0, but so we can ignore those. So 174,000, $1.50. You know, this cloud here of people whose average patron is below $5 is huge. And it goes like, and so if you're looking at the like success curve, air quote, if you're looking at the success curve, this trend runs a deep vein through the entirety of the success curve. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's also like, I don't know, I feel like what if you did just subscribe to Patreon for like your flat $10, but then like you decided where that went?
That's an alternate system that people have proposed. Wallet systems, funny money, like bits here on Twitch, stuff like that. Like, there's a bunch of alternate systems they could have gone with. I think like there's pros and cons to all of them.
Of course.
You know, just like there's pros and cons to the system that they're going to. At the end of the day, I think all of the systems, including the one that they are going to, have enough pros and cons you could make a solid argument for. But the one that they're going main problem.
But I don't think you could make an argument for the one that they're going to, not as an initial launch. Because here's the thing: if they had launched like that, it would have been different. Because 1, it would have, that's just the way it's always been, whatever. But 2, people would have already started putting the proper, like if they could only afford to put $3 in, they would have already started only supporting 2 pages at $1 or 1 page at $3, for example, or like 2, whatever. So, but because it's going from something before to this now, where people will, even if people didn't leave out of protest, but they only adjusted their subscriptions based on what they could afford that they already had in the system. So like, even if no one just left, but they said, well, I have $10 in the system already, I can still only do 10, let me adjust. Because of that, there's going to be a huge wave of a bunch of creators losing a lot of money, even though Patreon would still see the same amount.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's like, I think of the alternates, the system that they're going to where the user, where the patron pays the fees is the weakest of them. Yeah. So if they had gone with the creator pays the fees, you know, obviously this is still going to like impact a just like disproportionate number of people. Also, for people asking, this $40 outlier, this is a channel that basically is entirely structured around a premium service. So their channel isn't there, or wait, no, yeah, this is the one I'm thinking of. So this
they
channel,
probably
like,
just have a bunch of high ones that offset the low ones.
like their
it
like
is average. It's
basically
not
their main content doesn't come out until like you need to be subscribed at like the $30 tier. So they, like, I think they had they only have a like $30 tier and a $50 tier. And it's basically like they do like one-on-one stuff. It's not a cam girl. It's a, if I remember what this one is a like basically like life coaching or like business coaching type stuff. So they put out free videos on YouTube that are like small.
This is average per patron, right?
Yeah, this is average per
Okay.
patron. So this outlier here, where their average patron is $39.20, is because their entire Patreon, like their Patreon, is how they deliver content. Is they're basically doing one-on-one stuff. So there's a couple of these other ones that you'll see. So like this one over here, I'm pretty sure she's basically a cam girl. And then this one is a cosplayer. And so for these ones, like you're seeing these averages go way up because you're gaining, like these are like basically very sort of premium, like their delivery of premium content at these higher reward values are where they actually make their money in the first place. You know, they don't like it's not like, oh, so everyone down here is like advertising dollars plus. The people up here are like, no, Patreon is how I sell my wares. Like this is how I actually sell my stuff.
Yeah.
This is Patreon is my store. This is Patreon is my, you know, income supplementation support, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting finding that out. Yeah. And there was another thing that I was going to say, but yeah. So there's stats, there's information. Now, one of the things, a caveat on all of this data is that this data is YouTubers only. I was only looking at YouTubers. Because when I was originally doing it, I was looking specifically at the interaction between Patreon and YouTube subscriber count, and not surprisingly, like they go up more or less, like, you know, not proportion, like yeah, they go up more or less proportional to each other. Like it's the relationship is essentially what you'd expect. Channels that have more subscribers also have more patrons. The main thing that I found in it, the really kind of cool thing that I found in it was I wanted to figure out, like, basically when does YouTube actually start? And it is at 50,000 subs. It's kind of right here. So 50,000 subs is the sort of minimum point where you can start to see outliers like this. You know, it's not that you can't be, you know, you can, you know, we got a couple people here making, you know, in excess of $1,000 a month with subscriber counts below 10,000, but it's really not until that 50,000 subscriber point that you start seeing, like, that it actually becomes a trend line and not an outlier. So, yeah. 50,000. If you're looking at making money off of YouTube, 50,000 subs is when things actually start.
Yeah, so everybody get out there and find yourself 50,000 subs, but then also tell everyone they're going to pay extra money on Patreon, so they gotta get up. You gotta get up on it.
So I guess that right there was actually like the mini capsule version of the Patreon stats analysis video that I've been working on for a year and haven't actually released. Because I haven't written it. Because it turns out it's really hard to write. It's a lot easier to just kind of like walk someone through the data when you're like sitting here just like, oh, here's some interesting crap I found in it. But if you're trying to actually like script it as a like, all right, I'm going to walk people through this in a calm, coherent manner that's going to keep track of everything and not just sitting here rambling like, oh yeah, one of the other cool things. That turns out to be actually like really hard. Yeah. I think that's it.
I think
feel
you
like
should
that's
go.
it.
I think everybody should go to sleep.
I'm like absurdly wound up now. I've had way too much caffeine. I've got the jitters.
No. You stop. You tell everyone else to go to sleep.
From all of this
Pretend you're
talking.
sleepy. You can talk about how awake you are after you be responsible.
This is the thing that I'm saying. Like I'm reaching a point now where I'm so over caffeinated and so wound up that I can't talk anymore. Like I need to stop. I need to stop. I don't remember how many Dr. Pepper. I actually don't remember the whole thing where I had to like literally pull my computer apart in order to get this stream working. Completely interrupted everything about my state. That just, yeah. So, sleep. So okay. I had a post show that was busy rendering when the computer crashed. So I don't have it. It's not done. It didn't finish rendering. The computer crashed, knocked out the capture card, so I can't show it. So the question is, do how many people want to see the pre-show again because they either didn't catch it or they just want it. They just want to watch it, or should we just go dark? What do people want? Do people want to see? Does anyone want to see the pre-show again?
No, I think we should. We could just. You could. No. Dan, just it's okay to just say goodnight.
All right.
Just say goodnight.
All right.
We'll
just say
there'll be a fun pre-show for next week.
Okay. If you want to see it, it should actually, because we had to break the stream, it should actually already be up in the past broadcasts.
Yeah.
So just it'll be right there. Thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks for playing the Order 1886 with us and sitting here for an extra hour ranting about Patreon. Vexel, I'll get back to you, Vexel. Yep, once the stream's over, I'll DM that information to you. Everyone, take care. Have a good night. The Amy speedrunning stream will be Wednesday night again, and I will figure out what the heck is going on with holidays, and I'll get video content out and all sorts of stuff. Things are gonna happen. Things and stuff. Thanks for holding out through technical difficulties and everything, and have a good night.